is there.
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey, it's Alex Gold, and since I'm the single guy here at the station, yeah, I know.
Wow, how surprising.
They're having me read this promo about Instagram. You probably didn't even know we had an Instagram, right?
Hello, Instagram followers.
But now you do. So do me a favor and go follow us at TheFan965. Win tickets, get behind-the-scenes content from the station. Plus, watch videos like Chiefs Take Tuesday and Best Bets on Sundays.
100%.
You're listening to your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5
Hang out
The
with
Fan.
Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
How's it feel? That's right. And happy Thursday to all of you wonderful people in Kansas City. Happy Thursday to Bob Fescoe, to Mac Maury. Hell, give it to Steven Spector. Happy Thursday to you as well.
Oh, he's out of town, so he's having a happy Thursday. I'll tell you what.
I'm ready for today.
Are you? You were more excited about coming in today and watching the carnage of Mac melting down than the actual game last night?
I don't want any. I'm not trying to advocate that I'm here to watch full anarchy of Mac Maury.
Oh.
That's not what I'm here to see. I'm here to watch what I think will be a very entertaining show today, because it's just so damn perfect sometimes in life. And I know we're going to dive into it a lot today. Hey, by the way, the Royals won again.
Hey,
that's 14 of their last 16 games they've won.
Judging by the text line, though, from Vern Show, they might as well have lost that game last night.
Yeah, there's a lot of positivity being thrown Vern's way.
Oh, my God.
A lot of, hey, it's okay. Keep bad teams losing. So I guess some people, it's just not good enough.
Not good enough. And if you're one of those people that beating the White Sox isn't good enough, go find something else to do with your time, because you suck, man.
I'll have the half and half.
I mean, seriously, like, you're a baseball nerd.
Are there
if you're
really
mad.
people upset that they're just winning against bad teams?
It must have been, because I looked at the text line from Vern last night. Don't listen to the haters, Vern. It's wins. Don't listen to the haters, Vern. Like, who's hating on the Royals right now?
So are they mad at Bobby Witt Jr. when he hits a home run off of a bad pitcher?
They are.
Well, he didn't do that off Skeens, man.
Should have done that off of Scuba. Doesn't count. It's off the White Sox. Guy's going to be in AAA next week. Doesn't matter. Nope. Doesn't count. Not going to do it.
So, and I mean, look, I thought my jury duty story was going to make it today. It may not. It may not make it.
Hey, you can save that for tomorrow, right?
That's a good one.
Whenever
That's
you
a
want.
good one for tomorrow we can get to, yeah.
But last night, man.
Because you may not be the only one in that category,
dude,
I'll tell you that
Did you
right
find
now.
this? Did you check out some stuff on this?
I was telling Jen about it, because she's got jury duty coming up, and she's on the Kansas side.
Is her real name Jennifer?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I told her to look in, but Kansas is run by adults, as we know.
Oh,
I mean, just look at the mayor's situation right now. Can't even keep restaurants happy. How's that going for you, Al?
Oh, Lord. So if you guys are lost in this, the listeners I'm talking to, Mac is a hardcore Celtics fan, hardcore NBA fan, has NBA TV, could tell you probably 6 deep at least on every single roster in the NBA. Give me the starting 5 for the Denver Nuggets.
Go.
Michael
Kiki
Porter
Vandeweghe.
Jr., Christian Brown, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and depending on the 5 they want to play, they'll go either Watson or
Russell
Are
Westbrook.
you looking at a box score
No, he's
of
not.
the game?
Who are the three best players for the Houston Rockets?
Jalen Green, Alperen Şengün, and Fred VanVleet.
And then
See, I
you've
would
got
go
Bob
Steve
Fescoe,
Francis.
who is a gigantic Knicks fan.
Huge.
Who had the window shut to basketball. Bob named me 2 players on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
SGA.
Hey.
Okay. So, and I get to sit back because here we are, Mr. Basketball himself, brought him back to Kansas City to do this show, put my loud ass in here for situations like this. And guys, we got this yesterday. I think. I don't know why it's not working. Binkley must have done something with his computer.
Binkley was looking at the wrong websites again. Huh?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Who wins? Does Boston cover 10.5?
Yeah, I honestly, I was doom and gloom a little bit yesterday. I've had time to think about this, and what I just mentioned, some of those stats I think the Celtics are going to get a big win tonight.
See, I'm gonna say the Celtics win just because I want reverse osmosis going on here, and the Knicks to hear this.
Damn you, Bob.
Damn it.
Some guy in Kansas City said you're not going to win. Oh no! So we better go win.
No,
So I think Boston does win tonight.
Yeah. Covers the points or no?
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage time.
That is a good point.
Thank you.
But you think it's a assertive win?
Yeah, I feel like it's a 7 to 10 point win by Boston, and a 7 to 10 point type of win that never feels close for the Knicks. That's just my feeling going into this one. Again, they're still the defending champs. It's like betting against Patrick Mahomes. You're stupid if you do, right?
Fellas, how are we feeling this morning?
Well, I mean, it was feeling pretty good for a while. I mean, when they took the first 3 off the board for the Knicks at the beginning of the game, I'm like, okay, this is not going to go in their favor tonight. And then, you've got the opportunity for, the Boston Celtics to lead. Boston has led for 81 minutes and 4 seconds of this series. The Knicks have led for 12 minutes and 15 seconds. I don't think the Knicks had a lead until about a minute to go last night in that game, and then ended up winning because, again, coaching. And that guy on the sidelines, Joe Montana or whatever his name is, that guy's ass. I mean, there is no other way to say it. The head coach of the Boston Celtics is hot ass. And I mean,
can't disagree more with you.
25 of 100 now shooting the 3-point shot
That's
in
on
2
Joe.
consecutive games. That's on Joe.
Wide open threes.
12 seconds to go in a game. You don't call a timeout when you have one remaining. You're taking that home and using that to buy Dunkin' Donuts.
Absolutely.
Is he trading
kill Joe for that. I am mad at Joe Mazzulla.
Is he trading his timeout for a dozen Dunkin'? I mean, what's he doing with that extra timeout? Is he keeping that in his back pocket and saving it for good?
Agree with
like
that.
my grandmother who saved all her clothes for good and then died and all the clothes still had tags on them. Like, what are we doing? What are we saving for good for timeouts? And then, not only did you not call a timeout, you ran the exact same play. You ran the prior possession, and the Knicks were ready for it and shoved it right in your face. It's coaching. He sucks. He is an absolute train wreck as a coach. This is a big game situation. That guy blows chunks, and the Boston Celtics ought to fire his ass. That guy is a criminal coach on the sidelines right now, and he's costing his team the opportunity to win games, and so is his analytic department. And any analytic department out there that starts costing teams the ability to win games should be blown up. Analytic departments are scams. They're money grabs. That's all they are.
You're
And
just
we're
saying
watching
words.
it
You're
right
saying
now.
analytics.
We're
What about-
watching
what
it
about-
right
what
now.
is-
They
what is-
continue to shoot the 3-point shot
shot
when
more
it's not
twos and
working.
threes. We shot more twos in the fourth quarter, too.
10 of 40 from shooting the 3-point shot last night. That's making 1 out of every 4.
What
There's
were they
no
for
reason.
two, Bob?
I don't know what they
It was
were for
just
2.
as bad.
Drive inside.
We
Go
did.
inside. Get the ball inside. Stop shooting 43-point shots in a game. That's a lot of 3-point shots in a game. It's not working. You're 25 of 100. That's coaching. Stop shooting the 3. But some nerd upstairs is going to continue to shoot the 3. It's all going to even itself out.
The Celtics didn't have a field goal percentage below 36.5 in any game this season or in the Orlando season. So far against the Knicks. Game 1, 35%. Game 2, 36. Without hyperbole, these 2 shooting performances are the worst of the season. This is not anomaly. This is not unprecedented. This is mind-boggling what we are watching, and it has no toll on Joe Mazzulla at all. Bob, these are wide-open shots. These are wide open threes.
But tell your
They're
team,
warm-up
you got to tell
jumpers.
you, but so what? If they're not hitting them, that's where the coach has to say, all right, this isn't working. If Patrick Mahomes was going out there and airmailing Travis Kelce and throwing him in the dirt to Rashee Rice, Andy Reid's going to go, all right, something's not working today. We've got to get to plan B. The problem that I have.
The city blames Matt Nagy.
Oh, Matt Nagy's fault. That's right. It's Nagy's fault.
I love that analogy. I'll play off that later.
Kind of,
yeah. But they'll blame Nagy because
it's Zumwalt's fault the players don't hit.
Yeah, that's right. It's Zumi's fault. Yeah, that the players don't hit. But when you're in a situation as a head coach, if something isn't working in your building, in your office, anywhere, and you're the head coach, you're the manager, you're the boss of that situation, you got to pause things and say, hey, guys, things aren't working right now. Let's readjust. Let's have a plan B. Here's what we're going to do. Bag the three-point shot. Let's work on getting it inside. Let's take the easy shots. Let's go inside and shoot the ball from a high percentage area on the floor, and let's score some buckets. Let's gain some confidence. There's none of that. That guy is an empty suit on the sidelines, okay? that Matola guy, he stands over there and he looks in the sky and he's thinking about the Red Sox playing tonight. And Mike Vrabel's there. He's probably getting an autograph.
So does Homer Simpson get credit for why the Knicks are winning then?
Not so much. Well, maybe. I guess you could give him credit because he kept his team in it. They're down 20, man. Like, you're down 20 in 2 games on the road. And they kept showing highlights of him talking to his team and some of the stuff that he's saying. Hey, one possession, one time. The hair is pretty bad.
He gels it.
I know.
That's what I'm
yeah, if you're
he
gonna
gels
go,
those 3 strands.
Yeah, like
and combs it.
A nice brush.
Let it go.
Oh yeah,
let it go.
It is time to let it go.
Maybe that's who CeeDee Lamb was waving to.
Hey, let that hair go up there. But they show him in the huddle talking and keeping his team calm. I do. I think you're a reflection of your leadership, man. And so, look, if you're going to give these coaches credit for when teams win, you've got to give them credit for when teams lose. And what bothers me about this guy is that there just doesn't appear to be a plan B. And the 2 games that I've watched, with this guy coaching in playoff type situations, he's looked like a frozen man on the sidelines that didn't know what to do when things gone wrong. He just doesn't seemingly have a plan B. Or if he does and they're not listening to him, that's a problem too.
Mac, how you feeling about your guys' chances going into the game 3 at 2:30? You like really doom and gloom now?
I'm pretty doom and gloom. I'm disgusted with my team, and not with Joe Mazzulla, with the players. This is on the players. These are wide open shots.
Yeah.
And we did adjust. We shot a lot less 3-pointers last night.
Which is 20 less.
Not one Celtic has more than 2 field goals in the fourth quarter.
Which is weird too, because you figured you'd have a really big advantage.
Why is this computer not playing? Yeah, they don't have Larry Bird walking through that door, okay?
No, they've got the 6th leading scorer in playoff history for the Celtics. That's Jason Tatum. He'll be 5th. He'll be actually 4th after this playoffs is over. So, yeah, they've got Larry Bird's son, Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum could show up at any point. Didn't know that this series has started.
Tatum, man.
Where is he? Is he playing?
He had a lot of rebounds last night.
Yeah, great job, buddy.
Yeah.
Great job. 5 assists. That's awesome, bro.
Where are we at, JT?
It's insane. I don't know, but good job by the Knicks, I think, for a lot of it, but also, he's afraid to shoot. He doesn't look himself. This is a guy who scored at least 35 points in 3 straight games against what was the 2nd-best defense for all of the NBA. Last series against the Magic.
Yips?
Can I ask you a question? Is he a free agent at the end of the season?
Oh, no.
No, he just signed a huge max deal.
He's locked.
Okay.
Yeah, the dude's locked in.
Is he tradable if they like Jalen?
No.
Okay, but what if Jaylen Brown is the reason they come back and tie? Let's say.
Who's been bad, too?
Right. Yeah. Nobody's been good for the Knicks. Porzingis was okay last night.
What's going on with him, though, man?
He's just a weird.
Sucks, man.
He's just a weird player,
The
man.
sickness is not. Yeah, we don't know what's going on. He gave us a nice spurt in the second half.
I thought he was pretty good last night.
He had a good 5-minute spurt, but again, you didn't see him again.
Yeah.
Well, recharge your batteries, boys, because we're going to continue this conversation on the other side, because Saturday at 2:30 should be electric. By the way, I will compare Jack Caglione to Patrick Mahomes a little bit later today, so just buckle up for that as well. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, and it is your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you guys, ED is a terrible, terrible, terrible condition. Nobody wants to deal with it, right? Because it causes stresses in relationships, and it creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man. and often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. Heartland Men's Health has treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in the Kansas City area, and they're ready for you. So schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Plus, they have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey baseball fans, it's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Don't miss your chance at a bigger payout on your bet. Claim your MLB odds boost token today and activate the token before placing your bet. At BetMGM, the action is always on deck. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Well, I'll tell you what, a summer of fun is coming up at Foaling this year at 435 in State Line, because Foaling is having their doubles tournament beginning Friday, May 30th at 7 p.m. They would love to have a big turnout because there's going to be prizes including cash, neon beer signs, free Foaling passes, merchandise, and so much more. And registration is now open for that doubles tournament on Friday, May 30th at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com. And they also have registration for Foaling doubles leagues on their website as well. Matches are every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. So go take your friends to Foaling and find out what the fun is all about, because Foaling Warehouse KC is a mashup of football and bowling and drinks and fun. And it's perfect for everybody, whether you're a guy, whether you're a girl, whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult. It doesn't matter. Foaling is there for you. You set up the pins like you're going to bowl, but you're throwing the football at them. You're knocking them all down, and you're playing over and over and over again. And with Foaling, you can cater your own event, have food delivered, brought in by yourself. It doesn't matter, and a bar that can't be beat. So reserve your lane now at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com, and sign up for all those summer double leagues now at Foaling, Kansas City.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Listen, Mom loves anything you give her for Mother's Day, but what she really wants is a call or a visit. Anything to feel close to you. And a digital picture frame from Aura will go a long way to making her feel closer to you. Help Mom miss you less by putting the power of technology to work. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides this past year. I absolutely love it. There's no doubt in my mind my wife Janet is getting one of these things. She loves pictures so much. I know she is going to love this product. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you were telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. Northland 35 southbound gets heavy at Missouri 152. Stays slow for about a half mile down to a stalled car where police have shown up on the scene to block the right lane. Past that, no delays into downtown. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
They don't have Larry Bird walking through that door, okay?
No, they've got the 6th leading scorer in playoff history for the Celtics. That's Jason Tatum. He'll be 5th. He'll be actually 4th after this playoffs is over. So, yeah, they've got Larry Bird's son, Jason. 1 for 7 in the 4th for Jason Tatum. 5 for 19 from the field. Complete brick show.
Are we going to talk about Bridges in his fourth quarter?
Amazing.
Nash Bridges?
14 points, all of them that he scored in the fourth quarter, and then a nice play on defense at the end. See, that was the other thing. Boston doesn't help the narrative of the NBA doesn't play defense. You're up 20 with 3:12 to go in the third, and then you allow the Knicks to go on a 21-4 run. How about stepping in front of somebody?
Here's Joe Mazzulla's post-game conference.
Joe, what happened there in the last 5 minutes?
Well,
It
we
just seemed
lost.
like you guys couldn't score, and they just made every play.
Yeah, they made every play, and like I said, even throughout the end of the fourth quarter, I thought we generated some good looks, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, and they took advantage of it. So they made the necessary plays to win. We put ourselves in position to do that, and we just didn't make the plays.
You guys, two days off. How do you respond from this? This is just another blown 20-point lead. Exactly your worst nightmare. How do you come back from this?
You just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So have an understanding that it's going to be difficult. But, that's why we do what we do, and figure out where we have to get better and do that.
Joe, what was the thought process with not calling timeout there with 12 seconds left?
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play.
Using game
20
3.
seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So
that's garbage.
Good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
Guys, I don't know if you know this. I'm just a puppet for the general manager and the analytics people upstairs, and they tell me what to do.
He won a title last year.
What is he going to do with that extra time? Is he using that in game 3? Do you get to carry that over, or is that used for toll money on the way home? And you
No,
give
you're
the toll
absolutely
booth
right,
operator a time.
You better pay that toll, or he's going to get a text message that says you better pay to miss your license,
It's
your
funny.
real license.
Yeah, they're going to take away. They're going to take away your license if you don't
Anybody
pay
else
a
get
toll.
that text message?
Everybody's
Yes.
getting
Text
it,
line?
right? The best part about it is
913-816?
they're sending it to Missouri numbers. There's not one toll road in the
Yeah.
state of Missouri. Okay, so you better have paid. Not that you couldn't have been on, but it's a scam. It's a scam. Yeah, it is an absolute scam. So if you're getting the pay your toll text message that everybody's getting, delete, ignore that thing.
So let's have a grown-up conversation, because Bob and I were talking this morning. I couldn't believe, and Max the same way, because Max said in a different way than we did. You and I both said carbon copy mirror image of game 1 was what we saw in game 2, and you wouldn't have put your life on it. You wouldn't have bet anything
not
on
at
it,
all.
right?
Right.
And then Mac says, at about midway through the third quarter, he's watching the game last night. Got to have the strongest fiance in the city of Overland Park, and God bless Hannah last night because I know you're a wreck. And he goes, I started watching it. I said, this game won all over again. Where I was sitting there and slowly falling into this same world that Mac was in, where I'm like, okay, it's 20. This is what it was in game one. Okay, it's 17. Okay, now it's 11. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, it's a 6-point game. And I'm like, this is exactly what we saw in game one. And then Bridges is the defensive stop for the Knicks at the end of the game, who was the one who took the ball from Jaylen Brown at the end of the game in game one. It's nuts. It's weird when sports work this way. It's planets align up because there's, New York roots over here. There's fandom since they were under the age of, 11 for Boston over here. And then there's me who just wants to watch entertaining and fun sports, and I get it all. And you guys, obviously, one of your team's going to win, one of your team's going to lose. But to say that you would have seen the exact same game and the exact same outcome that you saw in game one last night. I mean, I played the copy for you guys. You both had Boston winning. Yeah. You both had Boston covering 10.5.
Yeah,
and it didn't happen.
No, but because who would have thought you would have seen the exact same thing? And at one point, I texted you, were they rerunning the game from Monday night? Honest to God, I thought they were like somebody hit a button at the Turner Studios and they just started rerunning Monday's game because it was the exact same game. I mean, it was the exact same game. And that's why I have a problem with the coach. You've got to see these things coming. You've got to factor in the human side of things. You've got to understand and have a feel for your players. It doesn't feel to me that he has a feel for his players and his team out there. How do you allow the same thing to happen again, 2 nights in a row? That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's exactly what the Boston Celtics did on Wednesday night. It was the exact same type of game. The Knicks saw it. They knew exactly what was coming, and they went out there and they flipped the switch with 3:12 to go. I mean, you got to give the Knicks a lot of credit in this one to continue to keep fighting and for playing defense because they did. Boston get in the way of somebody, take a foul, who knows, whatever the case may be, send that guy to the line who airballed free throws. Like they should have been hack-a-shack that guy all night long when he was in the game. And I know they were subbing that guy out and whatnot, but
I kind of don't like that for the game.
I actually think that lost us the game.
You do.
You guys got in the bonus. You guys got in the bonus with 2.5 minutes left in the game.
That's a fair point.
Jalen Brunson hit those free throws.
Yeah.
To go up 1. That's what won the game. That's another coaching malpractice. If you want to mention Joe Mazzulla, I can hate on Joe this morning. There's no question. Joe is not without faults after these 2 games, but it is not for the reasons I believe that you believe with the shooting. But what we just heard in his comments, oh, well, that play worked 20 seconds ago. Hey, these are professional athletes.
Stupid.
What the hell are you talking about?
You never go back to the well like that. That play worked. That was great.
Hey, Wasp, just worked.
Yeah, let's run it again, right?
I was dumbfounded when I heard him say that.
Yeah.
That is inexcusable that you just ran the same play.
Well, you don't seem dumbfounded. You seem pissed that you heard him say
but
that.
Again, that's why he's an idiot. Like you run the same play again. They just saw it. They literally just saw it. It's fresh in their minds. Oh, here it comes again.
Here we go.
Okay, we know what they're doing. Put my arms up. Get it to kick out. Here comes Bridges. Block the shot. Game 2 over just like game 1 was over. Like, the Knicks saw it coming. You've got to be smarter than your opponent. You've got to be better than your opponent.
Did the Knicks win because Karl Anthony Towns was the best player on the floor or because Derek White was the team leading points last night for the Celtics?
I mean, if I had to choose, it'd be because of Cat. I thought Cat was massive.
He was fantastic.
He kept them in the game in the first half.
He really did. I mean, he was big.
16
big dunks
points,
and
rebounds.
He was all over
defense.
the place. He was fantastic last night. But you're right. That guy that looks like that Martian guy that you sent us, right? Like, I mean, that can't be your leading scorer. Your stars got to play big in big moments. Like, let's look at all the sports that we've watched over the last 10 years here in Kansas City. The big moments happen. Who are the stars? We're not, as much as we should have been talking about Damian Williams being the MVP, it was Patrick Mahomes with Wasp. It was Tyreek Hill making the play. It's Travis Kelce coming up at the big plays. It's Chris Jones on defense coming up with big stops and batting balls down and doing all of that kind of stuff. It's Nick Bolton making big plays. Your stars need to be stars on the biggest of stages. And that's why the Chiefs won Super Bowls, but it's also why the Chiefs lost Super Bowls. Look at the last Super Bowl against the Eagles, right? Patrick Mahomes wasn't a star in that game. Travis Kelce sure as hell wasn't a star in that game. Nobody on defense was a star in that game. But look at what Philadelphia did. A.J. Brown was a star in that game. Jalen Hurts was a star in that game. That defensive line was a star in that game. When you play these big moments in these big games, your stars need to be your stars. And if your stars aren't your stars on the biggest stage, then you're not going to win. And to your point, yes, does it matter about the coaching? It does to an extent, but also your players have to go out there and be your stars. And the Royals don't win the World Series in 2015 if the stars of that team, HDH, don't get the job done when it matters most. If they can't close out those games, or if Hosmer doesn't have that mad dash as your star, or Lorenzo Cain doesn't come through as one of your stars in those games. You have got to have your stars be your stars. And Boston Stars have not been their stars in the last 2 games.
And to be fair, White and Brown were both game high with 20, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
tied, yeah.
You got to take over these games, man. Mahomes it up.
Awesome, but yeah.
No, he's awesome, but he can't be your leading scorer.
I don't know. I agree.
He's your third man on your.
He's our third best player. Yeah, I agree. I agree. You're right. All intents and purposes, there are games that are different. But yeah, the Jays combined for 5 points in the second half. They both went 1 for 7 in the second half, 2 for 14 combined. It was abysmal, embarrassing. They have to.
He called them the Jays. Yeah, like
Southland Tow Service.
Jason
they're out of service.
You had to tow them to New York.
7965. For speaking of the text line, the 816 Knicks are playing their absolute best basketball. If the Celtics can find their A game from beginning to end, Knicks cannot hang with them. They look like regular season Chiefs right now. Wake up, Celtics.
Well, that's a good text. It really is. And going in now to game 3 of this series, I mean, we can talk about who it's a must-win for. I think it's a must-win for the Knicks because I'm living in that world now where I don't want to give now the Celtics any sort of hope whatsoever, right? This is now one of those situations. They're on the brink. If you're the Knicks, do not let them get back into this thing and give them any sort of confidence. This game 3 now on Saturday is one of those put your foot on the throat, step on their neck, let them bleed out. That's what you have to do if you're the Knicks. Because I still believe, I've watched enough sports over the years, good teams eventually figure it out. And if you give them an opening, they may kick down that door. And the Knicks can't give the Celtics an opening now because they still are the defending champs. They still have great players. But if the Knicks go out there and pummel Boston early, maybe they go into a shell and they're never able to come back. And then it's a 3-0 New York lead, and then you're this close. Nothing's over. Nothing is over. The Yankees are up 3 games. We've seen Chiefs down 24. We've seen all kinds of things in sports. Nothing is over anymore till it's over, man.
Plus, Adam Silver's seen how entertaining these 2 games have been, and he's got somebody's ear going, you better make this go 7
Oh, there's a meeting with the officials in New York, I guarantee you, tomorrow going, all right, here's what we need to have happen. The ratings have been tremendous for these series. We got to make sure we keep it close, swallow a whistle here or there. Let's see what we
they're
can
letting
do,
them play,
right?
man.
They are letting them play,
It was nice. Go back to your Andy Reid analogy with this Joe Mazzulla thing. I think he did adjust. They shot 20 less three-pointers. At this point, I believe people mad at Joe Mazzulla for the three-point misses are people being mad at Chiefs wide receivers for dropping, or people being mad at Andy Reid for Chiefs wide receivers dropping open passes. Guys are open. They're not hitting shots. They're not catching the football. The coach has done everything he can. I'm giving you wide open mid-range jump shots.
I don't think anybody was ever mad at Andy for Kadarius.
Well, but I'm saying it's the same logic. You're getting mad. No, people were mad at Matt Nagy for that year for the offense. Absolutely. They were very upset with Matt Nagy.
Everybody blames Matt for everything.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. When you're blaming Joe for warm-up Jays, he's scheming you wide open.
Maybe he is, but that's not the point. You've got to understand the human side of things. This is not about stats. This is not about X's and O's. This is about being a manager and understanding your people and having a pulse on the people that work for you. And they're taking open Jays and they're missing them, right? That tells me maybe their legs are tired. Maybe they've been through so much for the regular season and it's now catching up with them. Because if you're leaving guys in the NBA wide open, God, they should hit 80% of those shots. That's how good NBA players are. They're phenomenal basketball players. If you're taking, because I'm watching the highlights now, there were a lot of wide open shots. And so they're not hitting wide open shots. That's the coach taking it to the next level and being a manager of people and understanding your people and your players and your personnel and saying, God, he just doesn't have it today. All right, here's what we're going to do. Your legs are a little bit tired. I get it. Let's get it inside. Let's take some easier shots. I'm going to take the pressure off of you because because I see you're leaving shots short, or you're hitting the back of the iron, or you're hitting the side of the rim. Clearly, it's not working for you tonight, so I need to remove you from that situation. That's what good coaches do. That's what good managers do, bosses do. They understand their people. It's not about the stats. It's not about the X's and O's. You've got to understand your dudes. And when they're missing shots and everything is off, you've got to figure out this is not a schematic thing. This is a human thing. And he hasn't realized that. And that's pathetic.
27.8% from mid-range for the series, 30% in the paint for the series. They're not hitting Jack Diddley.
They're not hitting anything.
Jack Diddley.
They're not hitting anything.
They're missing layups.
They're missing a lot, but so are the Knicks. It wasn't like exactly an offensive display in the first part of that game.
No, and I agree with you with the defense. In the second half, there were multiple times where there'd just be 5 possessions in a row where the Celtics just seemingly kind of defensively just don't really give effort. I don't know if it's effort. I don't know what it is. But I agree with you. There are defensive lapses in this team.
Yeah, I think that, you can blame threes and you can blame coaching, but I can tell you right now, the Celtics will go into game 3 with the exact same game plan they've had the last 2 games. They will continue to shoot because they are a team like Iowa State in the big tournaments, right? Iowa State averages 88 points a game. They go into a tournament. They win their first 2 games. Everyone's like, here's that team. They play a team like Cincinnati in the Sweet 16, and they lose by 18. Everybody goes, how'd they lose? Well, they went 9 of 35 from the arc. Oh, that's what got you there? That's what you're going to live and die by? I'm fine with it. I think that's what the Celtics will do because if they go out into the Garden on Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon and Tatum's got 35 and Brown hits 6 threes and Pritchard's out there making it rain and they win the game 121-99, all of a sudden that shift is going to go right back over and be like, see, that's the team that they can be.
Right.
That's why you keep doing it. And then the Knicks fans will start to be like, oh, boy, I hope it didn't wake up a sleeping giant. And then all of a sudden,
yeah, right. 2-0 lead is not a safe lead at all. It is an absolute must-win game for both teams on Saturday.
I mean, you have house money in your pocket. Like right now, the Knicks could get up and walk away, cash in, and go win the rest of this. Or they could F around and find out. And that's where we're at right now. And I think that's the best part about this whole thing because it's like, hey, look, here we go. Game 3 in the Garden, on Saturday at 2:30. I cannot wait. I mean, it's going to be absolutely electric, and this is why we need more of this.
Right,
like,
it's
this
true.
Is fun.
Like
I get it's playoffs, but I mean, this is fun.
But it is. But the NBA postseason has been spectacular, right? Save a couple of games here or there. For the most part, it's been spectacular.
Electric.
The National Hockey League playoffs have been spectacular this year. People are watching. And then you get to the regular season and nobody pays attention to anything, right? I don't know if we'll ever get the regular season interest in every other sport other than the NFL ever. But when you get to the postseason and you see this display that's going on both in hockey and in basketball, as a lover of sports, as a fan of sports, you've got to enjoy what's going on right now because they're giving you great games. They're giving you great moments. They're giving you, oh my gods. They're giving you unbelievable. They're giving you wow. Like the NBA and the NHL are freaking delivering right now on their playoffs. Now, we always say, how do we continue that into the regular season? Summer will happen. We'll forget about these sports. We'll move on. And nobody will remember about basketball until Christmas time when the NFL's on, right?
Oh.
That's just kind of the way that it works. And the playoffs will get here again. We'll have some more good games. We'll be like, how do we do this again in the regular season? You don't, but you have to maximize this right now. And the NBA has done a nice job of giving the sports fan, us as a collective group, the sports fan, great moments. Hockey has done a great job of giving us as sports fans great moments so far in these postseason games. It's been wild, man. It's been great.
I mean, they got Winterhorse up, showered, combed his hair, and put a suit on in the hotel, blinds open.
Damn.
Real quickly, speaking of enjoying the moment, I don't know if you guys have been, keeping your eyes glued to Caglione, but I had a come to Dusty moment yesterday driving home from the station. I think he's rookie year Patrick Mahomes. Not first-year starter Patrick Mahomes. I think he's rookie year Patrick Mahomes. Because
I can get with that.
You knew what you got. You got in Caglione, massive of a man from Florida, 2-time All-American, smart kid, drafted 6th overall, Mahomes 10th. And what you had to tell yourself was, this is the future, this is not now. And I can give you the stats. And I'll have them updated on the board here and eventually. But right now in AA, in 112 at-bats, Caglione is hitting .330. He's got an OPP of 409. He's got a slug of 598. Disgusting. He's got a OPS of 1,007, right? So 8 home runs, 6 doubles, 31 RBI. 112 at bats, 32 strikeouts. Bit high there. That's fine. Like power hitters strike out, power pitchers give up the long ball.
I mean, Aaron Judge had 3 strikeouts last night. He's only hitting 400 now. Strikeouts aren't as bad, allegedly, as they used to be in baseball or frowned upon. It's like missing threes. It's fine.
And I think the reason why I think he's Alex Smith, I think he's Patrick Mahomes in Mahomes' rookie year is we're not going to get to see the full experiment. Now, where we got to see one game of Patrick Mahomes is, I think, the equivalent of, what, a month of baseball maybe? Or maybe like
10 days, yeah.
So 2 weeks. And we might get to see that on August 15th. And Caglione gets called up to be in addition to the playoff roster. And he might hit 2 or 3 home runs in that short stint until the playoffs start. Like when we watched that game of Patrick Mahomes against Denver, and you're like, oh my God, see, I knew it. This was going to happen. But the time and the preparation and all of that, like you say, you can't open your Christmas gifts until Christmas morning. You don't get one on Christmas Eve. You wait until the morning. Caglione's going to go to AAA eventually. He's destroying AA. But Mahomes eventually is going to be your starter. And when you do this and you give it time and you let it be polished, look at what it can be. I'm not saying that Caglione's going to come in here and be a perennial MVP, but maybe he's going to be part of a roster and be a big piece as to get you over that edge, because everybody says, where is that bat? Where is that, postseason run? When does that happen? Well, imagine if you do have Pasquantino, Bobby Witt Jr., Caglione all hitting in consecutive order with Michael Garcia and Jonathan India, and maybe Drew Waters continues to keep it up. All of a sudden, that lineup gets bigger and more trusted and more, more powerful. But again, it's like Patrick Mahomes being Alex Smith's backup. It's going to be that way for a little bit longer.
Well, I mean, if you're a studier of history and whatnot, look back at what Bobby Witt did and how long he was in the minors. He was essentially in the minor leagues for one full season, right? Because of the COVID nonsense and all this kind of crap. And the at-bats. Essentially one huge full season down in the minor leagues. And it worked for Bobby Witt Jr., right? And that was a good thing. Bobby Witt's a perennial MVP candidate right now. Same thing, and to your analogy, which I like a lot, is that the Patrick Mahomes analogy. They sat him for an entire year. He turned into an MVP. Bobby Witt essentially had an entire full year in the minor leagues. He's basically turned into an MVP. I'm not saying Jack Caglione is going down that route, but you've got the 2 best players in the city in a very long time, maybe combined ever, and they both spent that time in the quote-unquote minor leagues, and they weren't rushed. And I think it was beneficial for them. Patrick will tell you the best thing that ever happened to him, outside of Alex Smith, obviously, was sitting for that entire year and learning. And I'm sure Bobby Witt would say the best thing for him was staying down in the minor leagues when we all thought, because I remember asking Matheny all the time, when are you bringing Bobby up? When are you bringing Bobby up? When are you bringing Bobby up? Oh, we'll bring him up eventually, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes in baseball. Everything is, slow played. But your analogy is really good, and it really makes a lot of sense. And I think that's the great way to look at this thing, is that Jack Caglione will be here, and he looks like he's going to be a pretty good player for this organization. And the more time that he can have to learn and understand what he has to do to not only come up to the major league level, but then to stay at the major league level and then be a successful major league player, you can only learn that with time. And that was the best thing that they ever did with Patrick Mahomes, was sitting him for that first year. I mean, it was a brilliant move. They had the luxury to do that. The Royals kind of have a luxury to do that right now with Jack Caglione. You don't need to bring him up here and save the franchise or any of that kind of stuff. Let him get his sea legs under him. Let him do his thing. You get to the playoffs again this year. You bring him up next year. He's inserted into the lineup, and boom, let's see what happens.
Royals are winners of 14 of their last 16, hoping to be 15 of their last 17 today. The game at 1:10 at the K. Mac Morial will be there cheering him on because he has something that he can actually cheer for. I kid. I'm sorry.
Is that what he's doing now? He's done with basketball.
See, that's what I thought a great bit would be. We start talking basketball, and then Mac kills our mics. Goes, so yesterday the Royals they win. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely, you should. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this stuff, but Dusty brought up Michael Garcia hitting leadoff last night. His first 2 at bats, double single. I'm kidding.
He was only a triple and a homer away from the cycle
I'll tell you
last
what,
night.
Man, you know the last Royal do was George Brett. Couldn't believe it.
The last Royal to do anything is George Brett, it feels like. Bobby's starting to maybe take some of those, but it's kind of funny. Like, the last Royal to do this, George Brett.
It would go, man. Coming up, refs at Bob's game absolutely get the fans in a frenzy, and maybe the cops get involved. Who knows?
Oh,
I'll let him explain. Here on the other side, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Hey, man.
On your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5
The Fan.
Well, if you're getting ready to head out of town for vacation or maybe it's business, you got to park at Park and Go because they are awesome. Every spot at Park and Go is covered parking, so your car is always going to be protected from that weather, whether it's hail, whether it's snow, whether it's ice, sleet, even the hot summer sun beating down on your car. You don't want that when you're out of town, so park at Park and Go where every spot is covered. And Park and Go provides customer service that can't be beat. From the time you make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com to the time you leave after your flight and your trip is over, you're going to be wowed by the customer service at Park and Go. Their employees are always happy. They're in a great mood. They love working at Park and Go, and I love parking at Park and Go as well because these guys are fantastic. You make your reservation, you prepay, you get their lowest rate. You show up on the day of your flight, you give them the reservation number, they take you right to the spot, and the van meets you right away, and it's off to the airport terminal you go. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Storm season 2025 is here. Get peace of mind on the health of your roof and make Century Roofing your first call. We have extended our free material upgrade sale on all roof replacements. Get a Class 3 or 4 impact-resistant shingle for the same price of the standard 30-year or premium shingle. Save on your insurance premium and see why we continue to be voted best of Johnson County. Trust the pillars of strength for 35 years. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
The other place with 5 great Kansas City locations: Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. With 5 locations, that means you're never too far away from that one-of-a-kind game day experience, plus enough big screens that you'll never miss a second of the action. And if you want some great food, some great beer specials, and beautiful patios, then stop by The Other Place. The perfect place to make your baseball headquarters this spring. The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Your home for baseball this spring.
Graduation season is always so busy around our house, and when we have important celebrations, we trust Hy-Vee. They're my go-to partner for all of our family celebrations, and Hy-Vee can help you with your graduation party planning. They have party trays, personalized cakes, cookies, floral arrangements, party decor, and so much more. Plus, you can leave all the prep work and messy cleanup to Hy-Vee with full-service catering for any size celebration. Choose from a wide range of menu options to suit your style and your budget, only at Hy-Vee.
This Mother's Day, treat all of the moms in your life like a queen. No, wait, an empress with a little help from Hy-Vee. Surprise her with a stunning floral arrangement or choose from dozens of gift cards for some retail therapy. Then bring the whole family to brunch at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. Just $24.99 for adults, $7.99 for children 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under eat free. Just one stop for endless options to crown her queen for the day. Only at Hy-Vee.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft chews, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Look for Mirafast at Walmart today. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
Listen, Mom loves anything you give her for Mother's Day, but what she really wants is a call or a visit. Anything to feel close to you, and a digital picture frame from Aura will go a long way to making her feel closer to you. Help Mom miss you less by putting the power of technology to work. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides this past year. I absolutely love it. There's no doubt in my mind my wife Janet is getting one of these things. She loves pictures so much, I know she is going to love this product. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you were telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURAFRAMES.com. RAFrames.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
Brought to you by MVP. Only $39 for an AC tune-up. Book now at themvpkc.com. MVP Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electric is your home's MVP this spring and summer. Get a summer AC tune-up for just $39 and avoid costly repairs. 913-214-1212 or visit themvpkc.com. MVP. One call does it all.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa, streetcar-takeover.com. Missouri side Northland 29 northbound heavy from 169 highway up towards the 635 interchange with an accident past the ramp to go southbound. It's blocking the right lane and keeping things quite heavy with delays building. Get your tickets now for a weekend of horsepower, burnouts, car show, music, and adrenaline-fueled excitement at Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free online at streetcar-takeover.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
I don't think I've heard this generic rock bump.
It's a good one right there. Hey, happy birthday in order for Coca-Cola today. Did you know that? The first Coca-Cola was served on this day in 1886.
And it had cocaine in it.
It did. The last time Coke had cocaine in it was 1929. They went from 1886 to 1929, loading up that soft drink with blow.
Dude, I love this drink, but my mouth is numb every time I drink it. Can't explain. It must be the fizz. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, he's no longer around, Fizz. Don't blame it on him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the fizz is still around. It's not
he's out in Colorado. Yeah.
There's a drive way back and pop fly to second base. He does love his vino and fires, though. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah.
So you had an ordeal like a Halliburton, no? Or was it a ref that got bigger than the game moment?
Yeah, it was. It was the ref that got bigger than the game moment. I think that's a great way to put it. We're at soccer on Saturday. Or not Saturday.
Hate that ref.
Well, everybody knows this guy because this is now the second time that this guy's pulled this stunt. Tuesday night we're having soccer, and it's JV soccer, so it's not like it's the end of the world or anything like that. And all of a sudden the ref starts screaming into the crowd, "Who said that? Who said that?" Now, I'm in the crowd, mind you, and there's not a lot of people at this JV soccer game. What the hell is this guy talking about? And all of a sudden, one of the fathers from the other team screams out, "All 7 of us said it. That's who!" And this guy's barking at the crowd like he started it. It wasn't like the parents. If the parents had started this kind of stuff, I would have been like, okay, the parents got to calm this thing down, stop yelling at the referee. This is now the second time in about 6 weeks that we've seen this referee yell at the crowd for no apparent reason. And so he's yelling at the crowd, screaming for athletic directors, screaming for the police to get over there, stopping down the game. Afterwards, my daughter goes, "What was that all about?" I said, "I think it was about the referee trying to show that he's got some sort of power out there on the field." And I said to her as well, I said, he was in the wrong tonight. But all these referees are so skittish because they've been abused by so many fans over the years that the littlest thing now is going to set these guys and gals off, which I don't necessarily blame them. But at certain times, it can't be about the ref show, and you do have to let things go. Parents are going to have moments where they're not happy with the calls. It happens. That is part of life. That is part of sports. That's kind of the job you signed up for when you became a referee. If somebody goes, "Oh, come on, ref, that wasn't a good call," there's nothing wrong with that. If they get abusive, if they come onto the field, if they start calling you names, if they start making it personal, if they follow you to your car, which has happened, that's all different stuff. But if somebody's upset with a call, it's okay to say, "I'm not happy with that call," and have I don't want to say constructive yelling, but where you have those moments because you're caught up in the moment. You're watching your kid or your team play, and something happens and you don't like the call. We all do. We've all been there. The referee's got to handle these things better. But again, it goes back to the parents having to be better as well because for over the years, they've brutalized these referees. And now the littlest of things is calling this guy to stop down a game, get athletic directors involved, and have the police go over for something that didn't need to be talked about.
Hey, he's like scarred.
Yeah.
He's like PTSD. He's nervous.
He is.
But he's in the wrong.
But
still.
he was 100% in the wrong. And I would blame the parents if I could, because I will.
Yeah,
I mean, I blame my wife all the time. The parents are out of hand, right? Stop. You can't be yelling, right? You gotta not yell. And the referee's got to be better as well, too. I think it is a symbiotic type of relationship. Yes, parents can get out of hand, but also referees have to understand sometimes they do miss a call. And when you're watching your kid, you're caught up in that emotion. And sometimes you're going to say, hey, that was a bad call. And that's okay to say that. It's okay to criticize if you do it in the right way.
Yeah, I think the problem that we got with where it got interrupted, is because I help my buddy coach his daughter's soccer team. And what I would notice is that, like, for some reason, like, certain people forget that they're talking like grown up to grown up. Like, if you go up to a referee and you pick the timing, because I saw both instances happen. One was a call wasn't right, and the other coach, like, when there was a dead ball and a substitution, he was like, hey, he's like, you called that whatever earlier. Like, I'm just trying to get some clarification why you called that. And the ref was like, well, what I saw from my perspective was this. And then the coach was like, okay, like, I just don't think that was right. And he's like, well, if it wasn't, I sincerely, and that was how it was. It was like men handling business with, like, men.
Right.
And then there's another instance where, you got this, tool bag over here coaching his daughter's team. One, looking like an ass. Two, talking to the referee like they don't belong on the same surface of the earth, and you're never going to win anything that way. And I also understand, like, why refs would be, like, scarred by that, because it's like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, can't get fooled again, sort of mentality. But it's like, yeah, I mean, there are levels. Like, you can't have, like, that quick of a trigger where it's like, 911, what's your emergency? Overland Park again. But
it wasn't like it wasn't to the point where any other parent, because other parents are going, what did they say? Like, what's going on here? What happened? Like, and you're all pretty close. It's not a big set of bleachers. You're just sitting there like.
But what's funny is this has been happening since, like, the dawn of time.
Oh yeah, it has been.
Because some people, like, I get it, and I always feel like it's always the parents of, like, maybe they're forcing it for their kid. Maybe not the vicariously ones all the time, because those are the ones that can be the worst too.
This is high school level though, so it's different than the rec league stuff, on a Saturday afternoon. This is a high school official. But you got to be better than that.
Yeah. I don't really know, like, what qualifies you to be a high school official. I mean, I thought about officiating
once.
When I was a kid. Is that all it is? Is one, like, Saturday day?
Yeah, it's like an 8-hour Saturday. You go and do it. And I've seen this referee say to people, if you want to do it, go sign up for the class. Like, that's the kind of stuff you don't need to do. That's an antagonist.
So he's kind of a martyr.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, because this is now, like I said, the second time that this has been involved, and they had to have the cops walk over. I almost felt bad for the Olathe Police Department. Like, what do you? Come on, we don't need to be doing this. Like, there was nothing going on in the crowd that needed to be addressed. But people are so on edge. I mean, look, we were going to talk about this Pittsburgh incident. I don't know if anybody saw what went on in Pittsburgh, where this fan spit blood on an usher and he took his belt off and beat the crap out of the guy with his belt. Because this guy was behaving like a fool. What a year for Pittsburgh baseball, by the way. The wall with Clemente, the paver blocks with everybody, but he's got their pavers with their I love my father here. I'm going to put it in front of the ballpark. They put them in a dump. Guy falls off the wall, and then you got another guy spitting blood, getting his ass kicked by a guy with a belt. Like
Paul Skeen's bobblehead line.
Yeah. Like, that's what's happened in Pittsburgh this year from a baseball standpoint. And I hope the usher who beat that guy with the belt gets a raise, because no adult, no human being should ever have to be subjected to being spit on by another human being, especially spit on with blood. And I credit that guy, all kinds of credit, man, for taking that belt off and beating that son of a gun. I mean, you're fighting with a woman at the concession stand, which turns into a mess, and then you spit blood on somebody, and then they beat you with a belt. Good for you.
Yeah, that's got to be, like, really, just hurtful to the personality and to the ego.
I mean, you can imagine being a grown man at a game getting beat by another grown man with a belt.
And I feel
beat
like
that ass.
I feel like that guy was, like, probably like maybe 21. Like, the security guard didn't look old.
He didn't look that old, no.
But he'd had enough. Like, he told the guy to get out of there. The guy kept, like, puffing his chest. He gave him a Ricky Henderson real quick, a steal in the shot, and then he gave another one. The guy was like, "Thanks for making me bleed."
Yep.
And, like, kept spitting on. He's like, "All right, well, I'm about to beat this guy's ass. Take my belt off here. Treat you like a child."
And did. He treated him just like a kid that he was. Don't mess with people, man.
Just be better. Just be better humans in the world. That's what we need. Coming up, want to talk about this because there's power rankings coming out in the NFL, where the receivers rank and where the tight ends rank, because is this the year that we get to agree with Robin Carrington about Kelsey being washed?
I don't know, Dusty.
96.5 The Fan, you're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, today's the day that I've been waiting for all spring long. Today is the day where Aspen Lawn and Pest Control comes out and they put down that mosquito dome. It is going up today, and beginning today, we'll be able to sit outside with no mosquitoes, no fleas, no ticks, no bugs, none of that. It's going to be a spectacular spring and summer at our house, and it's going to be great for our dog as well because we won't have to worry about her getting those fleas and ticks either and going back into the house and having to find all those fleas and ticks on her. We won't have that problem at all because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to take care of all of that. And they've made my lawn look awesome. Neighbors are now even commenting on how good our lawn looks. It is perfectly green. There are no weeds. There are no dandelions. It is beautiful. And I thank the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control and their college-educated professionals for getting the job done right. And right now, if you mention this ad, you'll get up to half off your first application with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control as well. So get in touch with them today by visiting them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We've got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland 29 northbound, very heavy. You hit delays at North Oak Traffic Way, and it just crawls all the way up to the interchange with 635, where an accident has 29 shut down. They forced you to go southbound 635 right now. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, it's Cole Riggins, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Going along, 7 o'clock on a Thursday. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll be with our guy, Pitt Maller. Brought to you by the Landing and Liberty. Shout out Maloney. Somebody in the text line said Maloney could do a better job coaching the Celtics than Missoula.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably could. He's still petitioning the NBA to move that game to 5 o'clock because it fits his schedule better.
He's still trying.
Somebody says Missoula needs a press conference with Doug Gottlieb to get his team shooting
I like
better.
that. That's very, yeah, Gottlieb will fix this thing.
Yes.
Isn't Missoula a town in Montana, too?
Missoula, Montana?
Yeah,
I think
so maybe he ought to go there and get away.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine. We'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out. Sure, we'll see what happens.
Someone asked, did the Royals win? Yes.
Yes, they did. You can check Google. Or the MLB app. If you need to know the score of a game, grab your phone.
Mac will be there today, section 135, row S, seats 3 and 4.
Yep, find me.
No, I kid. No, Royals go for the sweep today. We'll dive into that a little bit more because they should be. They should be going for the sweep. That's exactly what we asked them to do. That's exactly what they're doing. They've won 14 of the last 16, one of the hottest teams in baseball. Smash. And Boston is coming into town. Yes, smash or pass.
Oh, Boston's coming here, too.
Yeah,
Look
Boston.
at that. Yeah.
Your cousins from Boston.
I love the passive-aggressive text. Did the Royals win last night? I don't know.
Yeah.
Grab your phone and check for yourself, pal.
Well, a lot
of stats and info
according
here.
to Vern's show, it sounds like a lot of people are unimpressed.
Unimpressed with the win.
You only have Clico to drink for champagne? Yes, that's it. Oh, normally we have Ace of Spades and Dom. I guess the White Sox will have to do.
See, for me, I don't like champagne. If there's a bottle of Andre and I got to drink a drink, that's fine. But I hate champagne. Oh, it gives me heartburn.
I freaking love champagne.
Yeah.
Baby. God, I love champagne.
I like it.
Which side do you want to start with the disrespect, fellas? You want
all of it.
Okay. So early 2025 wide receiver ranks.
Wide receivers.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Not wanks, ranks. When it comes to the NFL, not one Chief is mentioned in the top 14.
Not one in the top 14. I can understand why Rashee Rice isn't. He's coming back, obviously, from injury, and then there may be a suspension involved. Xavier Worthy coming off a rookie year as a wide receiver. Hollywood Brown. Yeah, I don't mind the fact that there's no wide receivers in the top 14 of the NFL. That doesn't bother me. There's a lot of really good wide
there's
receivers.
a rookie in that list.
Two
rookies. One for the Panthers and one for the Bucks. One from the Ohio State University for the Bucks. But man, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to put rookies on that list. I do look at that and I go, okay, you've got two rookies on the list of who put this list out, by the way?
Top one fantasy.
So is it?
So maybe
based
they're
on
going fantasy numbers.
What they're thinking, because if you're doing it based on fantasy numbers, then you never put any Chiefs up there, right? Because we know how that works.
Right.
But every year, you forgot what was going on the year before. People are like, I got to take all the Chiefs. No, you don't, because they're not going to get you a lot of fantasy.
Right.
So I understand that from a fantasy standpoint ranking. You're probably not going to have those guys up there on that list. But you also don't know what guys in Carolina and Tampa are going to do when they've not played in the NFL yet. You think they're going to be big weapons for those teams, but what if they don't adjust to the league?
Because Rashee Rice, before he got hurt last year, was doing essentially what Nico Collins was doing last year, and Nico Collins is fourth on this list. So I think there is a little bit of a shade of disrespect, because if you're going to put two rookies on this list that you've never seen, but you're not going to put a guy on there that's had a year and 3 weeks and yet is coming back, yes, obviously probably facing suspension, but if you're basing it off potential and you're seeing what you saw last year from Rashee Rice, I think Rashee Rice should be in the top 14 on this list. And yes, I'm biased, but I know what I watched last year. The guy was a yak king. The guy was the number one target in a Patrick Mahomes offense, which, to debunk the argument of you can't take a Chief, Rashee Rice showed you last year that you can take a Chief in fantasy football and at receiver, because yes, Xavier Worthy is there, but Xavier Worthy gets his numbers on the home run play. He's what you'd call a flex, right? Or you would stream or fade when it comes to the matchup. And Rashee Rice seems like a guy that when he's on the football field, Mahomes' new favorite target will not be Travis Kelce. I would like to have seen what Travis Kelce's numbers would have been if Rashee Rice would have played the entire year
Would
last year.
have been a lot better, but you just made the point why he's not on that list. You said he played a year and 3 games. People forgot about Rashee Rice. You know, he was injured in September. Nobody remembers who he is. I mean, that's just the world in which we live. You know, nobody remembers what you did yesterday. It's all about what you're going to do tomorrow. And people think about Rashee Rice. Oh, he didn't play at all last year, so there's no, he's going to be suspended. So, you know, there's a lot of doubt around Rashee Rice going into the season, which is fine. I mean, and there should be, right? You didn't play an entire year, basically, and you're going to be suspended. Nobody knows what to expect out of you. So I understand that. It's up to Rashee Rice, though, when he comes back in October or whenever he gets to play, who knows, that he goes out there and or maybe he won't be suspended, but he goes out there and picks up right where he left off and doesn't show any signs of that injury, you know, continuing to lag behind. But you got hurt in September, man. The NFL forgot about you by the time the year ended.
I still just think the disrespect of having 2 rookies on there.
That's crazy to me.
And one of them's not even the best receiver on his team. Mike Evans, hello.
Yeah, right.
Still plays football.
What the hell? Mike Evans is still around, I thought. But
1,000 yards every year, 10 touchdowns, something like that.
But that goes back to the whole, like, adjusting to the pros. Like, we don't know. Just because you were picked in the first round doesn't mean you're going to be a good player. 50% of these first-round picks are total failures. The wide receiver position is so reliant on having your quarterback get you the ball. I like Baker Mayfield. Who's the quarterback again down there in Carolina?
Bryce Young.
Yeah, Bryce Young.
He looked good last year.
He had a couple of games.
Second half
of the season.
Yeah, we'll see.
Second half.
We'll see where he is right now. But rookies on this list, they may be great college players, but just because you're a great college player doesn't mean you're going to be a great professional player. And so that's a big deal for me. That adjustment from the college to the NFL, can you do it? There's no guarantees that these guys are. In fact, you got 2 wide receivers on this list that are rookies. The odds say one of them will be a total failure in the NFL.
For sure. Yeah.
So
they got Tevin Millen above A.J. Brown.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of rookies and more disrespect, the tight ends. Power rankings. Now, this is just power rankings. This had nothing to do with your fantasy football team. Number 1, Brock Bowers. Number 2, Trey McBride. Number 3, George Kittle. Number 4, Tyler Warren.
What's his numbers last year in the league?
Hasn't had any yet. Penn State. Number 5, Travis Kelce.
I mean,
so again, love Bowers and McBride. McBride, great dude. Love that guy.
That sounds like a TV show. Tonight on Bowers and McBride.
Yeah. Bowers, we know, right? He's
the real deal.
Yeah, can't disrespect that.
It's hard not to put him at number 1 at this point in time.
Got the same hairstyle as Thibodeau. 50 years younger. But Brock Bowers, I think, but no Sam Laporta on this list. That is, I mean, insane to me.
They got Tyler Warren on the list. He's a rookie.
And that's where we're at again. Like, are we jumping the gun?
Who does Tyler Warren play for again?
Colts.
Who's his quarterback?
Yeah,
exactly.
Anthony Richardson.
Tony Richardson, bad landlord, or Daniel Jones.
To be fair, Brock Bowers' quarterback last year was Aiden O'Connell and a backup in Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, I get it. The hype is there for Tyler Warren, and there's been a few tight ends that have bucked the trend of, year 1 tight ends don't live up to the hype, right? I mean, obviously, Bowers and Laporta.
McBride,
McBride did it well. I mean, McBride's a stud. I mean,
McBride's a beast.
He's fine. But, I mean...
Just couldn't get in the end zone
I just
year.
had the only
Travis
problem
Kelce below Tyler Warren and George Kittle is hilarious.
It's no respect for Travis Kelce. At worst, Travis should be 3 on this list, and at best, he should probably be 2 on this list, right behind Brock Bowers. Because you get the legacy, votes from me for Travis Kelce. This guy's been nothing but consistent in the NFL, a consistent 1,000-yard receiver in his entire career. Like you look at Travis Kelce's numbers, it ain't far off from 1,000 yards every single year that he's been in this league. And there's something to be said for consistency and doing it over and over and over and over again. And nobody being able to stop you when you show them 1,000 times what you do. Step right, turn left, and spin and go up the field. And nobody can stop it. He's unbelievable.
So
good.
No, I was just going to ask what are the stats this year?
I mean, first 4 games will be interesting without Rice. If it's 4, maybe it's 6. But again,
it's true.
I guess I'd have to wait for him to come back. But if let's just hypothetically say he doesn't miss any time.
Yeah.
He just plays a full season. I would think that you're looking at maybe 20 less catches and 150 less yards.
Okay.
So 65 and 750. I'm good with that.
So for Travis?
Travis.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say he's about 1,000 again.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
I am.
same where he is.
Yeah, because I do also think it's going to be senioritis year, man. They're going to go out and have fun together. This is it. This is the last time Patrick and Travis are going to play together.
They say.
I think we're going to see some wild stuff. I do. I think we're going to see them having fun.
Right, man.
I think we're going to see some crazy stuff. I think we're going to see. I don't know. I just feel like this is the last summer, folks. You watch American Pie yet?
I have. Yes, I watched it yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
okay.
I watched it yesterday.
You watched it yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. So
Did you really?
I did.
Really?
I swear.
Yeah.
By the moon. Real quick before we go to break. And then the quarterbacks. Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Mahomes.
Let's go to break.
Keep those receipts. Shout out to the Chiefs receipts on Twitter. You make our job very easy. We respect what you do. Coming up on the other side, our guy Ben Maller will join us. And we'll get to one word with Mac Morey as well. And hopefully there's no dump buttons being used. But, man, I'm hoping there are. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have over 20 years of experience servicing the KC Metro. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, as well as commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow Service. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
That's right, baby. Baseball is in full swing, no pun intended, but it's going to be a day game out there today. And let me give you a little pointer. Go out to one of those concession stands. Look for the Surfside cocktail because baseball and Surfside, they go together, and they are the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka as well. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly like today with a day at the ballpark. Find it in Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, zero bubbles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the K, or you're like me, Dusty like it, sitting on your patio with the locals and having a conversation with a Surfside in your hand. Go ask for it at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Catchy tune, right? But don't let the urge to sing along distract you from the truck drifting towards your lane or that lane-splitting biker creeping up beside you. Fortunately, every Hyundai offers advanced safety features that can alert you to potential dangers around you. And Hyundai has over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. Because Hyundai is always working to ensure the road doesn't... IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey there, Royals fans. It's Royals Hall of Famer Mike Sweeney. Have you or your kids experienced a high school coach who wants to make our Kansas City community a better place to live, work, and play? The Royals and the See You in the Major Leagues Foundation, together with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City, are shining a spotlight on 6 impactful coaches in the KC metro area. Nominate a high school coach today at royals.com/coaches with character.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Plumbing Trade Show next Friday, May 16th, 10 to 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Northland 29 northbound stacked up from North Oak Traffic Way. You're just crawling all the way up towards 635 where the freeway is shut down. They force you to exit to southbound 635 currently. Are you in the plumbing trade or a hands-on DIYer? Don't miss the Kansas City Win Nelson Plumbing Trade Show next Friday, May 16th, 10 to 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. 25 vendors from top brands like Milwaukee Tools on site showcasing their products and giving expert advice. Come enjoy a free lunch. Details at winnelsonKC.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Time to talk to our guy Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, you can catch him overnight right here on 96.5 The Fan, and it's all brought to you by our friends at the Landing in Liberty. And Ben, oh my goodness, the NBA playoffs, the Knicks and the Celtics. How about the New York Knickerbockers? Or maybe it's how about the Boston Celtics? What's the bigger story, the Knicks coming back or the Celtics choking?
Well, I am a firm believer of the mantra. It's good to be out with you guys, by the way. I'm a firm believer in the mantra that the better story is in the losing locker room. The Boston, it's now in their head. I'm convinced it's now in the head of the Celtics these last couple of games. 20-point leads in both. And I went back, I crunched the numbers on the overnight show. When they went up by 20, the Celtics, they were up by 20 with 3 minutes to go in the game. 3 minutes in the third quarter, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. They shot 17.9% the rest of the game. I don't even know if that's possible. They did. Like, that is next level chokage by the Boston Celtics. And now the Knicks are set up. I mean, this is wild. This is supposed to be a Knicks team that's going to roll over, maybe like a gentleman's sweep for the Celtics in this series. And now it's wild that the Celtics could lose the way they've lost at home. It's insane. And you figure, well, they lost the first one because they just kept shooting 3-point shots. There's no way that'll happen again. And it happened again. It's wild.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, in the series, Boston is 25 for 100 shooting the 3-point shot. They've taken 100 shots in 2 games and only made 25 of them. That's roughly 25% if you're doing the math. Why do they continue to shoot this stuff? To me, this is where analytics F's up games all the time, man.
Yeah, well, they are firm believers in the doctrine, the Boston Celtics, of analytics. And that's really the reason Joe Mazzulla is the coach. I mean, well, obviously they needed a coach because Ime Udoka got in some personal trouble, so he got let go. But Joe Mazzulla, he just follows the dogma. It's like having a manager, you know, these baseball managers that, like Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts doesn't make any decisions with the Dodgers. He just follows what the analytics tell him to do. And Joe Mazzulla, the same way. Like when they won the Celtics won the championship last year, he during that run, he said, well, we live in the expected world and we attack the game analytically. Like, he brags about it. Like, he's like, well, we missed shots. As we've talked about, Bob and Dusty, over the time here, like, in the regular season, the analytics make sense, but small sample size in the playoffs. And, hey, you have a couple more bad games. Maybe you start making shots, but you make shots 8 games from now, but you don't have 8 more games because you're in a slump. But they don't believe in slumps. They don't. The analytics say, well, you're eventually going to make them, so just keep shooting them and just follow the math, and that's all you have to do. And I was not great at math, so I don't follow the math. I think occasionally maybe you should change things up when you're obviously melting down. But Joe Mazzulla, he wouldn't even call a timeout at the end of the game. And the other thing, too, about that Celtics-Knicks game is Jason Tatum, who's supposed to be one of the top 10 players in the NBA, probably top 5. He thinks he's top 5. He was on a switch matched up with Mitchell Robinson, who's this big lumbering guy for the Knickerbockers, and he didn't even get a shot off. How is that possible?
Well, the real guys show up in the real times, and Jason Tatum's whole career, he's been chasing that. Last year, he wasn't the Finals MVP. It was Jaylen Brown. You've got to be out of your mind if you really think that this series is a huge advantage for the Knicks. I would assume that you guys both been obviously talking to you. You would have to think that somehow this series goes back to even after they leave New York, right? Like drama in the real Garden's upcoming, correct?
No, I'm not convinced of that. I'm not convinced of that because the Celtics are not going to change. They're not going to change. And even if they go up, Dusty, even if Boston's leading by 20 on Saturday afternoon at the Mecca, there in New York, as they like to call it, they're up by 20. It's going to be in the back of their head. Jaylen Brown screwed up. He futzed around with the ball in game 1, and then Tatum in game 2. And they're going to get absolutely annihilated by the Boston media. I guess they'll be in New York this weekend, but they're still in Boston for now. So they're just going to get torn up. And then, they start missing 3-point shots again. The thing is, they're not going to change. There's no way they're going to change. This is how they're going to lose. It's, live by the 3-point shot, die by the 3-point shot. I think that was in the Bible. That's what they're doing. And so that's the mantra.
Talking with Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio, and I think, though, it could go one of two ways. Like, Boston could use this as fuel and say, all right, let's be men and put on our big boy pants and go kick some ass and get revenge, or they could just melt down and say, screw it, we're going to Galveston. Which one do you think is better?
Well, the better story is I think the Celtics, they come back and they win. It's like that would be good. But for talk radio purposes, the complete collapse, because the Celtics are getting sold. The story came up a couple weeks back, and the new owner is expected to unload. Probably Jaylen Brown's gone. A couple other Holiday's going to be gone. Like a couple of the key guys for the Celtics. This is the last dance. They're going to thin the roster, and I don't want to get into it here, but there's aprons and salary aprons and all this nonsense. And so they're going to have to get rid of some players, and the players know it. They know they're not going to be around. So it's like that affecting them. And then that story's going to come out, and then it's going to get ugly, and the people start calling each other names. And so that's all good for talk radio. But what the Celtics are supposed to be the top team in the NBA, even though they weren't the top team in the East, they're supposed to be the top team. And if they're not there, what are we going to have? Like the Knicks and the Timberwolves or the Thunder in the finals, or Indiana? How about Indiana and Oklahoma City? Would you guys mention that at all on the? Probably not. No airtime on the show, right? Yeah.
No, not at all. But I mean, look, hey, I'm rooting for New York. I don't know if I'm rooting for them to succeed or them to fail. Is there another sports team that comes to your mind that you actually have maybe 50% of fan bases that are rooting for failure but also rooting for success? Because nobody roots for Dallas to succeed. Everybody's rooting for the Chiefs to fail. Only the Kansas City area or metro is rooting for them to succeed. Is there another team that's kind of like this in sports?
Well, for me, it's the Lakers. I want them to fail. I'm surrounded by Laker people, so I love when they lose. And especially this year was really good, Dusty, because when they got Luka, it was nonstop Laker propaganda about, they're going to win. They're the greatest team in the world. And they went out and they rode the vomit comet against Minnesota. And so I loved every second of that. And so that's another team. The Knicks thing is amazing, though. People talk about the Cowboys. It's like, oh, man, they haven't won since the 90s. The Knicks haven't won since the early 70s. And yet, many Knicks fans, I have family from New York, a couple of my cousins who are big Knicks fans. The way they talk about the Knicks, it's like there's just a little bit behind the Celtics, a little bit behind the Lakers. It's like they haven't really been good up until the last couple of years in like 15 years. So it is wild what's going on with the Knicks fans. And the Garden, you see how much the tickets are going for? They're like $50,000 tickets for the game on Saturday for Game 3. $50,000 to sit near Tracy Morgan so he can vomit on the court. It's wild.
That's unbelievable. $50,000 to get into Game 3. How much are they going to be paying to get in to watch the Dallas Browns play in that Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus down there? Ooh, George Pickens, and people know his name, so they think it's a good move.
Yeah. This is a classic. I actually got a call on the overnight show from a Cowboy fan. I don't like you're saying mean things about Pickens. Like, what am I saying? Think about where you are. He was the top receiver for the Steelers. He was a second-round pick. And the Steelers essentially just handed him to the Cowboys for very little in return. Like, what kind of a knucklehead? Like, how much trouble were you causing Mike Tomlin where he's like, all right, that's enough. I'm done. I'm out. We'll just get rid of you. Because they don't want to pay him. Because they got to pay him after this year. And so the idea that anyone's going to go to the Cowboys and have this great return, how many guys have gone to the Cowboys in the last 30 years and things have gotten better for them? Maybe there have been a couple, but not many. Right? Mostly you go there and it's like the Bermuda Triangle. You're just kind of stuck and you might vanish. Maybe you'll play well against bad teams. And then when you play good teams, you fall apart. And so it's the same old thing. But is this an all-in move, by the way? Does this count as all-in? They got George Pickens, who's never been to, forget the all-pro. He's never even been to the Pro Bowl where they play like hopscotch now. He's never even been to that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when anything happens in Dallas, whether it's, I think it was kind of the same. Maybe I'm not right about this, but when Brandon Cooks went there, like it kind of gave me the same vibe. Like, oh, Brandon Cooks is going to Dallas. He might be that guy to go with, the next guy out there. But it is always magnified, and I never really believed in the whole Ringling Bros circus thing that you guys bring up about Jerry Jones until now, and you guys are affecting my brain because it is interesting how Dallas and Jerry Jones have done this like a virus in the NFL, right? Like I watched the show The Last of Us. I'm sure you're familiar. It's very interesting how it affects people slowly but then destroys them. That's what Jerry Jones has done to Dallas and their fan base, I believe. He is a virus. Like he has let them to believe that whatever he does is going to work out because he's got 3 rings that he hangs on to from the early 90s to convince them of that. Kind of like how you say Knicks fans in the 70s nowadays say they're just behind these other teams. Dallas has been relevant for 25 years and done absolutely nothing, and it amazes me because now I am seeing everything come to life.
Yeah. Well, Bob's been on this for a long time. I've complained about it too, but it is much like the circus, right? He's like Jerry Jones is the carnival barker. You won't believe your eyes, right? Fun for all ages, cavalcade of clowns. Come on down. But it's also one of those like self-fulfilling prophecies. The Cowboys and the Lakers, I'm convinced that I'm going to let you know how we make the hot dogs. If you want to get reaction on social media or on a radio show, just connect any NBA player that's going to be traded to the Lakers. Like every great player's got to play for the Lakers. So you start the rumor and it's the whole plot and people get all excited and all that. And then sometimes it happens, sometimes it's not. And the same thing with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are about to turn the corner. Like the wide receiver that they got, remember Amari Cooper a few years back? Well, I guess he's a free agent. He might go back there. But when they got him from the Raiders, they were like, oh, this guy's going to be the greatest thing in the world. And he put up some good numbers and they didn't win. So it's like the same thing, right? So, but it is fun for all ages talking about the Cowboys because it never gets old. They never win, and every year it's like the circle of life with the Cowboys, where they hype up the team in the offseason, they win some games early in the year, they look like they're pretty good, beat up some bad teams, then they start playing some better teams, they lose, but then they make the playoffs usually, and then the first good team they play in the playoffs, they dig their own grave, and then the whole process starts over.
It really does. It's like clockwork. Ben, we appreciate the time. Enjoy Game 3 on Saturday at the Real Garden, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That's Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. Of course, it's brought to you by our good folks at the Landing in Liberty. And Ben is looking like he's rooting for the New York Knickerbockers as well to prevail in this series. Game 3 on Saturday at 2:30.
And what is it? Maloney wants it at 5?
5. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, works better for his schedule.
Oh, gotcha.
So when he comes over to your house at 5 o'clock looking for the game, you can direct him to.
Yeah, dude. The hell's this guy doing in a tie-dye shirt and a bucket hat at my house at 7 o'clock at night?
Looking for the game? Hey,
guys.
have you ever seen
Get the shotgun, Hannah. Get it.
The old beginning of Old School where the guy knocks on the door? Hey, I'm here for the, and that's Mac. You did not see Old School?
No.
I'm excited for you to break down American Pie tomorrow, though.
Yeah, let's do it.
So now you understand the reference when I say, "Well, just tell your mother that we ate it all."
Yeah.
Yes.
I always wonder if it was like hot, like when he did that.
There's no way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
you
think
can't,
hot. Probably
nah.
warm, maybe.
Yeah, like a warm apple pie.
And
That
now
was-
you
that was
know.
Would you
good
like
scene,
an
too.
apple pie with that?
Now you know where the flute went.
Yep.
Yeah.
One time at band camp, now
jeez,
you get
man.
that reference as
Yep,
well.
yep.
You
No,
can see
there's a
why I
few
was in love with
references,
Tara
yes.
Reid for my entire.
Yeah,
I mean, she was smoking hot in that movie. Yes, Tara Reid has always been my number one, and then things happen. But man, in that movie, good God,
What happened?
I don't know. I really don't know. And Shannon Elizabeth, how hot is she?
Oh yeah, Nadia.
What a great movie!
Yeah,
what
it was a good movie.
It's a
I
great
was impressed.
movie.
I kind of
yes.
came in like, I don't know. I just didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's a great
Very
coming of
quotable.
age movie and very quotable is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. What a great movie. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. You'll break it down for us
Yes.
tomorrow, and then you can tell Maloney all about it when he shows up at 7:00. Here for the game?
The best part of the whole movie is Casanova at the very beginning. Tries to win her over and then drop the line. Beautiful. I'm sorry, what? I'll drop you off with your friends. Let's get into one word.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise. Katie Holmes. No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fescoe and Dusty.
I'm smiling because does Binkley know he only has a 2-hour show today?
No, I even said, I walked out there, I was like, Binkley, 2 hours today, must be nice. He's like, yeah, let me tell you something, Dust, man. You know that SEC baseball's high A? That's what Vern said.
That was his first comment to you. Because I'm not surprised that it was.
No, because he's now on the Caglione train to get him to the big leagues. He goes, the Royals window is now.
Yep. Time to win now is what he
It
says.
is. No, he's not wrong about
Dude,
that.
I'm all in. I'm like, dude, we need more people like Binkley.
Yes.
You got way more followers than I do, dude. Get this Caglione thing going.
Let's go, yes.
Come on.
No, Binkley's not wrong. It is the time to win right now. Absolutely. Capitalize on that. That's why I want you to go out and get a major league ready bat, a guy that knows what he's doing at the big league level. Let Cags play next year.
Yeah, but if he comes up and hits like 10 home runs and
Well,
like
then
gets
we got
really
a different conversation,
and
right?
then that BMA Foundation ball looks like it's going to be a hit.
What if he did come up, though, and struggled, and then the fans turn? Like, his fans are mad that the team's
I don't
winning
want to
right
have that
now.
conversation. What's the word for starting off, Mac?
One word on the Royals winning 5 in a row.
Awesome.
I think 14 of the last 16?
Yep. Entertaining, man, because last night, perfect sports wool for, I think, all three of us, right? Like,
I had the two TVs going to the basement because of the
Absolutely.
rain last night. We had our soccer game canceled, so I had to go inside
dang.
and watch the games.
Oh, well, that's all right. But, yeah, you had, a game in which I think, Bobby Witt Jr. went Yamo.
Yep.
Right?
That's about it, you know.
Yeah, Michael Garcia, he led off.
Yeah, Garcia.
Randomly.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was talking about it the
Someone
other
brought
day.
that up.
And just like, hey, if I had to, like, have some sort of say about the line, I put Michael Garcia at the top, see what happens. Well, John Linear's got 387 OPB, and his OPS is nar. How about Michael Garcia lead off just to see what happens? I don't know. First at bat, single. Second at bat, double off the wall. Look good.
He's a really good baseball player right now. He should be an all-star. I was thinking about with Vinny Pasquantino yesterday announcing that he's playing for Team Italy, which is the coolest thing ever, man. I love it. So cool that he gets to play for his country and whatnot. Everybody's going to be doing that in the World Baseball Classic, and the fans really love it. Is Michael Garcia going to be on a World Baseball Classic team based on the way that he's playing right now?
No, but he's going to be on the All-Star team.
He ought to be on the All-Star team. He's an All-Star.
And I don't know if we have time for this conversation. You could honestly say right now you have 5 Royals that should be on the All-Star roster.
Well, you've got Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt. Reagans. You're talking from pitching standpoint as well? Bubic, yeah. See, the pitching is
I don't know
different
why
because the
Estevez
fans
isn't on that roster.
Yeah.
He's in the tops of closing.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, I don't know why he's on it. I don't know why he wouldn't be on the roster.
I wonder if Q gets the opportunity to sit on the bench for Aaron Boone this year. I mean, you played him in the playoffs, right? Like that.
I feel like he doesn't want to do that. He's like, I just want to stay home.
Yeah.
Give me the break.
He wants to go to GratefulFred.com and order stuff, which is an actual website. I'm not
Really?
kidding. I sent it to him yesterday. I go, have you ever seen this website? He goes, no. And I never heard back from him the rest of the day. He must have been knee-deep in GratefulFred.com. But that's where you get all your Grateful Dead merch. It's a really cool website. It's like officially licensed Grateful Dead
that's
stuff.
cool. That is awesome.
And they've got other bands that they're officially licensed for as well and stuff in the music industry. Pretty cool website.
0% chance Garcia is an all-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Got a couple smaller stories to get to that we won't cover as much the rest of the day. I want to get to in one word here. One word on the Utah Mammoth. It's the name of the new hockey team. The Utah Mammoth? The new hockey team, the new logo that came out yesterday.
I had no idea there's a new hockey team.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think it's great.
I think they did a really good job with the name. It's hard to name a team. I think they hit a home run with the name, and I love the logo too. It's got the mountains that turn into the mammoth.
And the tusk is a U.
Yeah. The whole thing is really good. The colors look good. They did a really good job with this one. So,
and they have like the mountains. If you look at the mountains, it's actually the shape of Utah.
Yeah.
It's everything that I saw about it yesterday.
It's the hardest thing to do in sports is to name a team, as Brother Ryan once said, and he's right about that because you get the name wrong, you're screwed. So you want to bring an NBA team to Kansas City, what are you calling it?
Ooh. I don't know. Something to do with the monarchy. We need to keep the kingdom theme alive, but it can't be the king. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But I do like the Mammoth, and I like it's the Mammoth versus the Avalanche. It's the non-plural rivalry that's going to begin in the NHL.
A lot of people are talking about the Nashville Predators against the Mammoth, similar type of,
Ice Age.
Ice Age, yes, exactly. We're one animal away from having the trio of Ice Age
We
animals.
need to be the Kansas City Sloths.
Kansas City Sloths.
There it is.
Here
They're
we
the
come.
KC Sloths. For a basketball team, that would not be so good. But I think for a hockey team, I don't know if I
don't hate it. Be a fun mascot.
Yeah.
One word, NBC has announced they are going to have basketball back, the NBA back on NBC. They're using AI to recreate Jim Fagan's voice for their NBA programs.
Criminal. And not because he's dead. It's criminal because of what AI is doing when it comes to taking away jobs from hardworking Americans. AI is the devil. AI is scum. AI is eliminating jobs.
Ditto. To Bob. I mean, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like they want to do that. Wasn't it like the first real one, like Robin Williams' voice? Like Disney wanted to like AI his voice so they could do like other projects and like use him
I do
for
think
it.
that's
It's
true.
like, nah, man, he's left us. He made that very clear.
This is why the SAG-AFTRA union was so big and went on strike when they did, because they want to use AI. They want to take jobs away from the entertainment industry. They want to take jobs away from everything. I sent you guys this AI thing that parks cars now.
Yeah.
Like everything in life, they want to take over with AI. Who's going to be working in 10 years?
Have you seen WALL-E?
I mean, we've got to stop this AI rush. We really do.
I loved WALL-E.
It's a great movie.
All the like humans are just flobs with like their little like screens in front of their
They
faces.
don't get up. They don't do anything. I mean,
it's
scary.
definitely crazy.
I mean, it's
Have
bizarre.
you seen Jurassic Park?
They want to get AI calling games and stuff like that.
It's terrible.
It's
terrible, man.
It is awful. And I'm not just talking about our industry. I'm talking about every industry is going to be impacted and affected by this, where they're going to eliminate jobs. And the only people who are going to have jobs are CEOs bossing around AI things.
Yep.
Like
until the AIs figure that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
I'm
iRobot
out of
here
this
pretty
one,
soon.
man. Like we got to hunker down and stand together on this. Do not let AI infest your workplace.
One word, this happened a few days ago, I believe, at PNC Park. Pittsburgh staffer and a fan getting into it. The staffer was the first to throw punches, but that was due to the fan exchanging words. One word.
Acceptable. You want to get into it with an usher at a game and spit on them with blood and all that kind of stuff, you're opening yourself up to whatever happens. So I say acceptable.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Stupid. Like, what are you doing? Just like, have you ever in your life like had a situation where you felt like you had to fight an usher?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Sir, there's been Richards before that have been like, can't sit there. There's literally nobody in this row for the last 5 innings. I'm sorry you can't sit there. Okay. I'm out. or
over officious usher is like
it's tough.
Ask my parents sometime, and you'll see them at Dancing with the Stars. I've been complaining about ushers at games since I was a child.
Really?
The event staff people that just stand there and try to boss you around. Like, you got a little power, of course, for 5 minutes, and you're going to execute all that power. But this usher was not in the wrong. The fan was in the wrong. The usher responded, I think, the right way.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning, like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh!
Bob.
Oh, yes! Yes!
That's right. You know that sounder. That means we're giving you a chance at Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's best steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th at Null and 135th at Metcalf. When you hear that sounder on the other side while we do Smash or Pass, you have a chance. 913-586-7965. Caller number 20. Why? Because the Knicks have come back from 20 in back-to-back nights, and Mac
Deja 2 is what the New York Post is calling it.
Good Lord. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the summer of activities coming up at Foaling is going to be awesome, and you want to be a part of what they have going on. First, on Friday, May 30th at 7 o'clock, they're hoping for a big turnout for a Foaling doubles tournament that's going to include cash prizes, neon beer signs, free Foaling passes, merchandise, and so much more. And you can register for that right now at their website at foalingkc.com. And while you're there, don't forget to register as well for the Summer Foaling Doubles League, which is going to be every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. And Foaling is fun for everybody, whether you want to sign up for their doubles tournaments that they're having, this summer, or you're just looking for the perfect spot to do a birthday party, you're looking for the best place to do an engagement party. It doesn't matter what. Foaling has got you covered because it is perfect for everyone. Foaling is football plus bowling plus drinks plus bar plus fun plus everything you can imagine, all in one spot at 435 in State Line. What you're going to do is you're going to throw a football at the bowling pins, you're going to knock them down, you're going to set them back up, and you're going to play again over and over and over again. It is absolutely awesome. It's perfect for birthday parties, it's perfect for kids' events, it's perfect for office parties, and you can cater your own event as well. Have it delivered, or just when you're there and you get hungry, call them up and have food delivered, and their world-class bar is epic as well with great cocktails and an amazing beer selection. So reserve your lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com and get your foal on.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
I'll tell you what, for over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been the nation's leader when it comes to relief for joint pain. We're talking non-surgical relief for joint pain, and with over 50,000 satisfied patients, you know they're doing awesome things over at QC Kinetics. And people with knee and back pain, they're now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, it is gone. And what QC Kinetics is doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed right in your joints. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life, repairing old tissue. And the best part about it is, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Imagine doing everything you love this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees, your hips, your back, or anywhere. So call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Did storms hit your area? Looking for answers on the impact it made to your roof? Then it's time to schedule a zero-pressure, in-depth inspection with Century Roofing's trusted roofing experts. We will determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim. See for yourself why Century Roofing has been voted Best of Johnson County for the 3rd year in a row. Trust the pillars of strength for 35 years. KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
470 northbound, very heavy from Lakewood up towards 40 Highway with an accident reporting. Kansas side, 635 southbound, slows from State Avenue down past I-70. Earlier problem around K32 looks to have cleared. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Bees in the trap. Welcome on back into Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. Mac Morty with you here still. I don't know if we were going to lose him today. We may lose him on Monday, though. He said...
Depends on what happens over the weekend.
He said Saturday, if they go down 3-0, I will not be pleasant to be around.
Yep, that is what I said.
That was off the record. That's now on the record.
What'd you say?
I said it'll be a quick exit at your house if we lose, Bob.
I don't blame you, and it should
Just
be.
Hey, I'll see you later.
No, that's fine. No,
just so you know.
So that's official Saturday we're at Bob's?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Maloney
giving
there
you a warning.
The fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You know, if it's lose, it'll just be kind of like a...
Well, just don't forget that grill because we need to get rid of that.
Okay, I'll get the grill.
Make sure you get that with you. You can take that. You can leave whatever you want. Just take that thing with you. Okay.
Before he leaves, he just is like, F your stupid grill, Bob. Whips it up, throws it in his front yard. Take that, Aspen. Where's your mosquito dome now?
Yeah, no, that's fair. It goes back to one of my best
your
friends.
tire with a smokehouse wing.
Britt Haney, in college, we had this story. It was when KU lost to Rhode Island, I think is when it was. And a long, bad loss, second round of the playoffs. But it wasn't, like they were good. It was the last year of like 99, Ryan Robertson, those guys, right? Most of the guys had aged out. And I remember they lost a game, and our friend Britt just tears out of the parking lot. Still to this day, 26 years later, we go, "Hey, Britt, remember that time you tore out of the parking lot after the team lost to Rhode Island?" He goes, "Yeah, and I remember that time you were peeing in my yard after the team lost to Arizona and the neighbors saw you." I'm like, well, things happen. We do crazy things when our teams lose, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You do crazy things when your team loses. And so if the Celtics lose, I expect you to storm out, and that's the way you should.
Okay,
I don't know that the Celtics are going to lose that game, though. I think I'm kind of with Dusty on this one with the conspiracy theories. They're going to want Game 7.
Yeah, I'm excited. What are we smashing on Saturday? Are we supposed to like?
Well, it's 2:30. I mean, that's kind of midday type of stuff.
Sometimes you eat before.
Well, I mean, you have your lunch and your dinner afterwards. You know, you can come over for some cocktails. We can order something. Obviously, we'll figure it out. I told you I got some hot dogs coming in from New York for the weekend.
There we go.
So,
yeah.
No, that'll be fun. Weather will be great too.
Supposed to be fantastic weekend weather-wise.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like mid-70s. Okay, Smash or Pass brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu. Here, if I can get this, it's KC's Best Steaks now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th in Metcalf. Number one, it's a new menu items. Have any of you had the chicken tenders yet at McDonald's?
No, I have not.
No. They look good.
Okay.
They look
Smash. They look a little.
They
well
kind
done.
of look like long nuggets, and I'm not going to say what I mean by that is like they got the boot looking nugget like
Yeah, that is
elongated,
true.
right? And it looks like a long boot nugget. I'm like, okay,
They stretched out the
yeah,
nugget.
that's kind of what it was. Yeah.
Stretched out the nugget.
I mean, look at it. There's one that looks like the old
does.
shoe,
I know
and I'm like,
exactly what you're talking
oh man! I was like, does
just
they
can't quit
stretch out the nuggets?
But no, McDonald's is introducing a McFlurry. Oreo cotton candy McFlurry.
Oreo cotton candy.
Seems like you shouldn't put those two together.
Yeah, but it probably tastes pretty good, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But like everybody's doing these cotton candy flurries, blizzards, whatever you want to call them these days.
It's a cotton candy renaissance.
And we're all three kind of pass on cotton candy.
Yeah, I'm not a cotton
I hate
candy
it.
guy.
Yeah.
It's always just sticky. It's always there. It's a film of sugar. Like,
It's a nightmare for me.
It is. Yeah, I'm out on that.
It's sticky fingers, stained hands stuff. I'm out. Like it's like
Not a
Cheeto.
chance.
It's tough for me. I mean, I love Cheeto Puffs. I really do. Love Cheetos in general. But I have the biggest anxiety when I'm eating because it's like my fingers are orange.
We should invent Cheeto gloves where you put the gloves on and you eat the Cheetos to protect your hands.
Dangerously cheesy. Another one that's out that is now official. It's not just like fake news. Like we actually saw this. Pop-Tart is coming out, and they are out apparently in some areas with ice cream sandwiches.
Which flavor are we talking
You
about?
have the brown cinnamon sugar, or whatever, brown sugar cinnamon. You have the like chocolate fudge. Smash. And then you have the strawberry Pop-Tart. So essentially, ice cream sandwich build with a Pop-Tart on each side and the ice cream in the middle.
So the it's ice cream in the middle, and the Pop-Tarts serve as the sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd try that. Yeah.
Keep it away from me.
Yeah, I don't know if the strawberry one kind of rings my bell, but the other two sound decent enough that I would try.
Yeah, I'm not a chocolate guy, but strawberry and cinnamon, yes, all day.
What's the cinnamon ice cream? What kind of ice cream are they putting in that?
Vanilla.
One? Vanilla. I'm in on that.
And then the
one.
chocolate
Yeah.
one is chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that sounds
Pop-Tart
good.
ice cream sandwich. The only thing that gets
So
weird
that's
with
out now.
I've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
pictures.
we talked about this. Yes,
like
we did do this.
The only thing that's weird
Off the air.
about these is that like you all have that moment with an ice cream sandwich, and you know what I'm talking about. Where it starts to get soft on the side, and you go middle finger and
Right, and
thumb,
you gotta lick around
and
the
you gotta
sides.
give that stroke of the tongue.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope someone's not making eye contact with that time, or if it is,
Well, everybody's doing it. Who the hell cares?
I mean, it's just how you do it. Are you aggressive with it or not? The other one is the collaboration that blew my mind and why I never thought of this before. Somebody made a pepperoni pizza dog. They took a bun, put garlic butter on the outside, put a hot dog in the middle, put mozzarella cheese down, marinara sauce, and pepperonis. Air fried it. Came out. Looked like a slice of pepperoni.
You
pizza
missed
with a
one
hot
major
dog.
step though. You screwed up. They put the cheese down, then the hot dog, then more cheese.
Oh, that's right. There was cheese in the bottom of the bun.
That bottom bed of cheese is key for this whole thing because it keeps it all together.
It's like a cheese blanket.
And exactly. Nobody is not eating this.
I mean,
There's not one human being on earth that would look at the pepperoni pizza hot dog and say, nah, I'm going to pass on that
No
one.
way.
If you are thinking to yourself that you're passing on that, you're lying to yourself. Or you just don't want to admit that you're a fat guy in disguise,
Yeah,
man.
come on.
Because that looked unbelievably awesome. Like, holy cow. Bun, cheese, dog, cheese, sauce, pepperoni, air fryer. Hell yes.
Yeah, give in to your gluttony on that one, man. Just have a moment, because that is going to be good.
Yeah, that looked delicious.
Yeah. Oh, man. Then the last one, nothing but cakes. It is a sin of a place. They have put together two of my favorite collabs. Lemon blueberry bundt cake.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good spring summer type of cake.
true.
You know,
Very
a light
seasonal.
cake. You know, it's
I
not
am
gonna
very
weigh you
high
down.
on lemon. I'm very high on lemon. I think lemon is one of the greatest flavors in the world.
You like lemon bars?
Love them.
Yeah.
I love lemon bars. I think the lemon Skittle is the best. I think the lemon Starburst is the
wow.
best.
Oh.
I love Arnold Palmer's, obviously.
Lemon Lord.
lemon
Do you think
lord.
the lemon tree's very pretty?
Yes, I get that reference. Anything lemon, like you could squirt my face full of lemon juice and I would feel refreshed.
Yeah, but the fruit of the poor lemon is impossible to eat, dude.
Yeah, well, when life gives you lemons, what do?
You put them in your dishwasher and clean it out
No,
that
you
way.
make lemonade.
Oh, yes. That's what old people do at restaurants. I'm sure you experience that. Water with lemon, please. And then they pour packets of sugar and squeeze the lemon, stir it up, and then they have their free lemonade because they're so cheap.
No, old people don't do that.
What?
Cheap people do that.
Cheap people, not old people?
Old people get hot tea in August. It's frigid in here. It's 99 outside,
Yeah.
Carol. I'm sorry that I'm in all black long sleeve pants, no drawers if you needed to know that, sweating. And the AC's on 68. But I just should have brought my jacket. I'll do a hot tea with some honey.
That's an old person?
Oh, yeah.
So cheap people are the lemonade makers at the table?
Yeah, because they'll order it the same way every time. Can I get a water with a bowl of lemons on the side, please? Yep. May I ask? No, you're good. And then
now, lemon water is good for you, but if you see him pouring the sugar packets in,
we got you.
I like to ask for a water with a side of cucumbers.
Oh, that is good.
That's nice.
Yeah, like every once in a while in the summer, I'll slice up the cucumber, put a pitcher of water in the refrigerator with cucumbers in it. It is really refreshing. Yeah,
it's super good for you. Coming up on the other side, we dive into what is. Well, I got to play something first before we do that because I got to give you a chance to, win
Finally,
something.
I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
Scientists have said in 1999, civilization peaked. That's not the conversation we're going to have. Have the Kansas City Chiefs peaked? We will discuss on the other side. 913-586-7965. D-Caller 20. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, guys. One of the biggest days of the year. And whether it's your mom, whether it's your wife, it doesn't matter who, you want to treat them right. How about taking them to Hy-Vee for a great Mother's Day brunch? Hy-Vee has everything you need to make mom feel like a queen this Sunday. Surprise her with a stunning floral delivery or a personalized gift basket. The possibilities are endless. And then treat her to Hy-Vee's delicious all-you-can-eat traditional Mother's Day brunch from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's $24.99 for adults, and kids 5 and under will eat for free. Make Mother's Day the most memorable ever, only at Hy-Vee.
Hey there, I'm Jack.
And I'm Stag.
We're just two deer that want to make sure you know it's deer season at your authorized John Deere dealer. The deer season that saves bucks, you know? Like us?
Yeah, you can get $3,000 off select John Deere machines. No early wake-up calls or tree stands required.
Just a trip to your authorized dealer before June 2nd.
If you ask us, it's the only deer season worth celebrating.
Visit johndeere.com/deer season to find an authorized dealer and for complete finance details.
Listen, Mom loves anything you give her for Mother's Day, but what she really wants is a call or a visit. Anything to feel close to you, and a digital picture frame from Aura will go a long way to making her feel closer to you. Help Mom miss you less by putting the power of technology to work. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides this past year. I absolutely love it. There's no doubt in my mind my wife Janet is getting one of these things. She loves pictures so much, I know she is going to love this product. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you were telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
Shane Company engagement rings are expertly crafted to fit both your style and your lifestyle.
My wife's an artist and works with her hands. Shane Company helped me create a ring that's beautiful and sleek. She loves it.
Shane Company rings are crafted with care using high-quality materials, and we set each center stone by hand in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store. We also protect your ring, including the center stone, with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Let us help you find your perfect ring, in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. With 56 million winning tickets last year, anyone can win big. So set your destination to winning, like gas stations, grocery stores, or anywhere you can buy a ticket. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
Royals coverage sponsored by Border Magic. We've got the edge for your landscaping edging needs.
Boost your curb appeal and add value with custom concrete landscape edging from Border Magic. Choose from a huge variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. A cost-effective way to give your home that wow factor. Get started now at southkcbordermagic.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. Missouri side, 470 northbound gets very heavy before Lakewood. Just crawls up towards 40 Highway with an accident blocking the left lane. Is driving your vehicle like finding a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hang out with Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Here's a couple teases for you for Friday. You ready for this?
Yeah.
A Chiefs player that was drafted in the NFL draft will join the show tomorrow.
Ooh, very nice.
So you'll want to be there. A high draft picked at that.
Yeah.
So there's your spoiler or tease that kind of eliminates a few if you think about it. And then we get to talk about the Knicks and the Boston Celtics.
Oh, we also have a former Chief coming on
and then
tomorrow.
we have also your guy, Chiefs guy at one point, now New Orleans Saint, Justin Reed.
Yep.
Joins
He'll be
the show
on tomorrow at 8:20 because he's still doing stuff in Kansas City, foundationally wise, raising money here, doing good things. So we'll
Good.
talk to him about that.
And the most important part, he loves this show.
That's exactly right. He said, "Can I come on and talk about the golf tournament coming up?" Yep, you can. No problem.
I said,
Whenever
where
you
was
want.
my invite? He said, man, on the way to New Orleans,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
got murky. You know Southwest, Dusty. I was like, yeah, I got it. Oh, no, I'm kidding. But no, yeah, Eric Reed joins the show, or Justin Reed, sorry, joins the show tomorrow.
Eric Reed?
His brother.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a Chiefs player that was drafted. We know who it is, but we want to let you find out tomorrow.
John Asamoah.
That's right. And is Dan Kilgore going to play?
That's right.
So shout out to Tate. He was the winner of the Booth Creek Wagyu on Smash or Pass. That was brought to you by Casey's Best Steaks. Booth Creek Wagyu, now at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. So 2 locations to find the meats. So I saw this thing yesterday on Instagram. We're sitting in post-production. It says in 1999, scientists have declared that that's when civilization peaked.
Did we really need scientists to basically tell us that? Because I think we could all determine ourselves that's when kind of civilization peaked, right?
So right before the millennium, right?
Yeah.
Right before that banger of an album the Backstreet Boys came out with.
I want it that way.
I think that was on that album.
Tell me why.
So I thought of this as a sports way because nobody's here to listen about scientists, right?
I think they nailed it, though. I mean, things have gone downhill pretty much since then.
But do we think that this Chiefs dynasty has peaked?
Define peak, because that's kind of what I struggle with. Like,
You've seen it at its best.
Do we think it's going? Like, does that mean we're done winning championships?
No, it does not.
Or does that mean we've seen the best of what it has to offer, but yet it's still going to be really good? But the best is
Kelsey is maybe playing his last year.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is hitting the age of 30.
Yeah.
Andy Reid is getting older. Spagnuolo is getting older. Chris Jones is getting older.
Chris Jones.
You may still win titles. You could still be great, but like maybe your peak now isn't, where it was. It's still top and ranks high. Like some people would say that maybe Buffalo hasn't hit their peak yet, or maybe Buffalo has hit their peak. But I wondered if you think the Chiefs have been the best they've ever been and the best they ever will be, and the best ever was, shout out Bret Hart, already, or do you think there's still a top of a mountain that can be hit?
I think in this first era, like what do we say? It was chapter 2 or chapter 3 of this book, right? I think in this first era of Chiefs football, the peak has been hit, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, going to the AFC Championship game every year is a tough thing to do, right? We've seen that. We don't know what the replacements, if you will, are going to be for Travis Kelce or Chris Jones and how they're going to respond. Are they going to be we want them to be the same type of players and the same type of performers and all that kind of stuff, but there's no guarantees that whoever takes over for Travis Kelce in that role or Chris Jones in that role are the same level of player that those guys are right now. I do believe we've seen Patrick Mahomes' best season. I mean, 50 and 5,000, that's just stupid. Like that, you want to try to do that every single year. That was Patrick Mahomes' biggest downfall, is that he came out and did 50 and 5,000, and now everybody expects that to happen. And so I think from like those numbers standpoint, that is peaked. I don't think this team is done winning, though. And
yeah,
so
that's not necessarily the same.
Yeah, right. So I don't want people to say, well, Fescoe said this team's peaked and they're done. You know how people take things and, my kids are listening and this is what I don't care about your children. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. Like you can peak from an offense, because I think they have with 50 and 5,000, but I don't know that they've finished winning. And I think there's still more winning in their system. There may not be more peaking, but there's more winning and more championships ahead.
Like, I think Brady peaked in 07. I don't think he was done being great, but he wasn't that Tom Brady anymore. Right? He had Randy Moss, had all that offense, had all those numbers.
Kind of Mahomes, 50 and 5,000.
Yeah, and I mean, he put up great numbers in Tampa towards the end of his career as he got older and still won championships after 07. But like that 07 year, which I don't know how old he would have been in that time, probably 31, 30, let's see, he was 40 and 23, so 2003, he'd have been, I don't know how to do math. But either way, like, just because you peak doesn't mean like it's the, like Mac, for instance, we'll take Blink-182 for example. Blink-182 peaked at Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. After that, they were still good. They just weren't that good. Like Untitled was great. They break up. Neighbors was a good album. But you go back and look at all the stuff before that. Like that album was like peak Blink, right?
But how much can you do once you peak in the music industry, right? It's hard to continue.
But you can still release music. Like I would say Garth Brooks peaked
in the 90s.
Like 90. He still came out with an album that was like Scarecrow that had a couple hits on it. He still had like the Trisha Yearwood stuff. He still went on tours and sold out. It was like this grand old opera in every town.
All those concerts, all the old hits, But
I mean, you could still be great and not be at your peak is what I'm getting at. And I think that maybe there's the possibility, because I would say the Chiefs peaked at the Super Bowl where they beat San Francisco. When like
which one?
When the last one. When McCole Hardman game-winning touchdown, like that was where like they were 11-6 and they were still better than everybody else every single game of the playoffs. And even Mahomes, it's just like, I'm exhausted.
Like that's the best postseason run, I think, 2 years ago.
I mean,
right?
you went on the road, you beat Buffalo and Orchard Park, you beat Baltimore, the big badass team that there was, and Mahomes throws to Kelce like Kyle Hamilton, eat my, whatever.
Right.
And I thought that was just like maybe it may never get better than this, where you can have absolute garbage at wide receiver, hang on to the threads of your tight end for one more year, use your God-given talent plus your youth. And it's like, just because that's not there anymore, and again, they go 15-2 the next year, but a lot of stuff happened to get there.
Yeah, but 15-2, it was impressive, but the 11-6 year was different, and I think that was maybe Patrick Mahomes at his best in the playoffs. And it's hard to say which was Patrick Mahomes' best playoff run. The first one was an unbelievable playoff run, but that one where you had to go on the road and beat Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in their own house, that's pretty special. That's Patrick Mahomes' best run and best
everyone said he couldn't do
right?
it.
Yeah, and so then you come back the next year and you get back to the Super Bowl again, like 3 straight Super Bowls. I don't think we'll see gaudy numbers like we saw out of Patrick Mahomes ever again. But I do think we've got more Super Bowls to win.
I do think you will see his second best statistical season this year.
I'd like to think so.
There's just too much going into it, right? Like you had said, and I believe a little bit of it, maybe like 20%, that they will have some sort of like homage to the final dance or to the final season of Kelce and Mahomes, if this is it. Like they'll have moments throughout the season.
You can also sell T-shirts for it, too.
No, they should, and they will. Yeah. And, you look at this sort of thing that there is, and then you also look at, like, this is probably the best receiver room he's had since his best receiver room that he had. And
well, which was the best receiver room that he had? Because I do think you're
Tyreek,
right.
Sammy, Robinson.
I think that'd be it. McCole
Hardman, rookie.
Yeah.
Like that was his best. Like that was when the numbers got similar to his first year as a starter. And I think that's when he won an MVP. No, he won an MVP without Tyreek.
Yeah.
But like the thing is that new haircut. Okay, got to put something into that. I don't know.
That's why the new chapter is starting
Look
because
good,
of the new
feel
haircut.
good.
Yeah.
Right. Different you. Got you as like the 4th best quarterback in the league. Still went to the Super Bowl and lost. That guy hates losing more than anyone you've ever met. Like that guy does not like to lose.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why the Chiefs don't lose because Patrick Mahomes does not handle it very well. And I'm okay with that. If losing pisses you off and you're that big of an athlete, the best ones hated losing. That's why Tiger Woods didn't like to lose on the tour.
Well, and that's why they're the best ones.
Because it doesn't sit well with them.
Yeah,
So now he comes out this year, new haircut, little bit of doubt. Kelsey's last year. Can he be Mahomes? Damn, man, you're 30 years old. Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce.
You didn't even mention the offensive line. You know, they've improved that left tackle position, and that's the one that's going to stabilize the entire thing. If they get the production out of the left tackle spot, Patrick Mahomes will have the ability to put up big numbers. But if they don't have the left tackle situation stabilized, well, then he's going to go back to where he was the last couple of years in fighting with the offensive line, in the middle of games and whatnot. So you've got to get that left tackle thing figured out. If they don't figure that out, it doesn't matter who the hell the weapons are. They're not going to be able to be as good as you want them to be if you have that left tackle situation figured out. And I think they do. And I know just from having conversations with folks, this is like, kind of a bombs away type of year. They want to reinvent the long ball and get back to doing those things and have some fun with it. And I think there's a little bit of that is involved with letting Travis have that fun as we move out of the Travis Kelce era, no pun intended, and into whatever the next era of Chiefs football is. It's have fun with Travis Kelce, let him shine this year, but also get back to those bombs away. If they get back to the bombs away, Travis is going to be open underneath a lot and have a lot of catches and have a lot of fun. And this senior year is going to be awesome for him and Patrick.
Should be interesting. I just think hopefully, and I'm hoping into this with future bets as well, that he goes scorched earth mentality. I just think it's time. He's let everybody else have their fun. Now it's time for Daddy to step in, like in Billy Madison. Now you're all in serious trouble. Coming up on the other side, we dive back into this Knicks and Celtics series because Shaq, Chuck, and Bob all have the same opinion, but Mac doesn't, and that is must win Game 3 for one team. Be surprised who it is. 96.5 The Fan, you're home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, you hear us talking about the basketball postseason, right? Are you going to have some fun on the Underdog app? Because Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during playoff basketball. I made some last night across basketball and baseball. I like combining entries from multiple sports into one selection, and you can do that as well because Underdog is a leading place to make all of your sports selections, and it's available now to play in Missouri. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. And to play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like points, assists, and so much more. And once your entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. If you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So here's what you have to do. Download the Underdog app now and sign up with the promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Get ready for summer's heat with a $69 AC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Our expert technicians will make sure your system is working at peak efficiency to help you save money on energy costs. At Hamilton, we know how important your family's comfort is. Our exceptional service guarantee, plus over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Visit callhamilton.com for detailed terms and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
I'll bet you mom is the best gift giver in your life. She always gives the most thoughtful, meaningful gifts. And that wrapping, that ribbon curling, top notch, right? So give the moms in your life an Aura digital picture frame preloaded with decades of family photos. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and it's easy to see why. There is unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos, videos, and funny memes as you can find. And it is so simple to set up. Just plug it in and share away. She will feel so close to you, and you'll cement your place as the best gift giver in the family. Win-win. Dudes, I'm telling you, the technology on this product is incredible. Mom will love it. Aura's got a great deal for Mother's Day, too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's AURAFrames.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
In Blue Springs, 70 westbound with an accident before Woods Chapel. Just one left lane getting by right now on this, with delays pretty heavy beyond Adams Dairy Parkway and Building. 470 northbound slow from Woods Chapel up towards 40 Highway with an accident in the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Couple of birthday shout-outs on a big, what do we call this, Thursday here. Chad from the Weston celebrating his birthday today. Shout out to Chad, who does so many good things for Crown Center and the Weston and for all of us here and for all the parades and everything like that. A true superstar in Kansas City. And then the other true superstar in Kansas City, Kathy Nelson, head of the Sports Commission, having a birthday today. So happy birthday to Kathy Nelson. Hopefully you can get the World Cup to Kansas. Oh, wait, you already did that. You already got a draft to Kansas City. And the Super Bowl may be on the horizon once once the new stadiums are built, and we'll figure out that as time goes along. But Kathy Nelson, who's done nothing but just grow Kansas City from the sports world, has been the most important thing to happen to sports in Kansas City in probably the last 25 or 30 years with the way that we've been on the landscape of national events and the World Cup and all this kind of stuff. She's just such a great human being as well. Not that Chad isn't. Chad's an unbelievable guy as well. But Kathy Nelson does so much for this town. So shout out to her. Happy birthday. Hope you enjoy your 25th birthday, Kathy. And for Chad, your 35th birthday. So enjoy those days and enjoy the birthday celebration and the cake.
Fellas, I want to play some audio, and then I'm going to let you have the floor.
Now for the Knicks. Don't get comfortable. It's a must-win for Boston, but it's also a must-win for Knicks. If you want to put serious pressure on the champs, Game 3 is a must for the Knicks.
30-17 in the fourth quarter. So
let me take that for a second. He is 100% correct. I'm one of the few people in the world who have been in this situation twice.
I was just going to bring that up as a matter.
I said I've been in this situation twice. We played the Lakers when we were the number 1 seed in the West. We lost the first 2 games at home.
In a 5-game series.
In a 5-game series. And I remember telling the guys, I said, guys, all we got to do is get the first one. Because then the pressure switches back to them. But
also, let us win one.
But you got to win the third one.
Yeah.
Because then the pressure switches. But also with Kenny, when we won the first 2 games in Houston, I remember telling the guys, we cannot go back to Houston 2-2. We cannot go back to Houston 2-2. I said, we got to win Game 3. And in both of those instances, so what Shaq said, Game 3 is a must-win. It's going to sound stupid. Game 3 is a must-win for the Knicks. Because if they get back, because Game 4, because Boston's got a better team. They've been up 20, but I'm telling you, been in that situation twice. You got to win that third game. I still thought we were going to win the series when we were up, but when we lost Game 3, but it actually flips the mental picture.
I think it's a must-win game for both teams. And that sounds weird to say, but I do believe it is a must-win game for both teams because you're listening to guys that had experience with that. Being up 2-0, what do we talk about that with the hockey? Being up 2 goals in hockey is one of the biggest fallacies in sports. Being up 10 in the NFL, that's kind of a big fallacy as well.
Apparently being up 20, I guess.
Being up 20 twice, deja vu, as the New York Post is calling it. That's an outlier. It really is. I mean, that's why I didn't think it was going to happen again. I don't think anybody thought what we witnessed on Monday and Wednesday would happen in back-to-back games. Insane, right? Totally insane. But I'm totally on board with both Shaq and with Charles on this because being up 2-0 to me is the equivalent of being up 10 against Patrick Mahomes or whatever the case may be. This thing is not over. And the minute you start to believe that you've already won the series because you took the first 2 in Boston, that's when the Celtics come in and they wreck you and they win the next 4 and you lose that series 4-2. And then people are talking about you being a choke artist, right? So I do think the Knicks need to go out there on Saturday and start to put that foot on the throat of the Boston Celtics. So I do think it is a must-win game for the Knicks because the last thing you want to do is give those defending champs a little bit of confidence. And if Boston gets a little bit of confidence and they start to come back, then you're going to hear from the Red Sox in 2004. You're going to hear from all these teams that have come back. See, you can do it, and Boston Power or whatever they're saying up there and all that crap.
Boston strong.
Yeah, so that to me is like I just look at that and I go, you have an opportunity to eliminate your opponent, cut them off by the head. It's a must-win game for the Knicks, but it's also a must-win game for the Celtics because if you go down 3-0, now you're really talking about rocky waters.
Matt, give us some numbers.
Teams all time after dropping the first 2 home games of a 7-game series. They win the series 4-24. They win the series if you win Game 3. This next game 4-9. Win the series if you win Game 3 and Game 4. You've got a winning record. You're 4-3. Win the series if you win Game 3 and lose Game 4, you're 0-6. Win the series if you lose Game 3 and win Game 4, you're 0-5. So the stats show that this is not a must-win at all for the Knicks. If they win one of these next 2 games, one of these next 2 games is a must-win. But if they go up 3-1...
The stats are interesting in this, but how many of those are defending champs with winning pedigree?
Probably never because they probably don't go down 0-2.
Yeah, and so I guess...
At home.
I will. You got any more bitterness to get out?
Sorry. Didn't mean to. Sorry.
That's fine. I love it. That's great.
At home. All right, never mind. Keep going.
I don't even know where I was going with that
My
because it
fault.
was so fun. No, it's good. It's human emotion. It's okay to have that. We all feel like that about our teams. We got to get it out, right?
Yeah. It's,
I guess I will be late to the party giving up on the Boston Celtics. And maybe it's my naivety of the NBA because I don't watch it, but I know they're the defending champs. They've got great players, and you never count out great players because great players can do unbelievable things in moments you don't expect. Now, their first 2 games, they were miserable shooting the basketball, no matter where they were on the floor, right? That should be the concerning thing. That shows me when you're that bad at shooting, that shows me that's fatigue. At least that's the way that I feel about it. Your legs are jello. The whole season's been going on. Maybe you're getting beat up by the Knicks. I don't know what the case may be. But when you go 25 of 100 from the three-point line, that tells me something is not right.
It's like 25%.
Yeah, it is, roughly.
Good math.
You know, roughly 25%. But like jello legs or whatever it is. And you ain't getting your legs back if they're already jello legs right now in the playoffs because you're continuing to play. You need that rest. You need that time off. And I also don't know, like, these guys personally, like, are they down 0-2 and they're like, F it, Galveston's coming up next week? Or are they willing to give it their all and fight back and battle back? Like, I don't know the human side of things in that from a not a Knicks standpoint either. But, like, I don't know how they are humanly. Like, because a lot of times we see athletes, they lose and they check out. We see it a lot, especially in the NBA. James Harden, prime example. So are they going to be willing to fight back, or is Boston saying, screw this, we're going to Galveston?
I'm not saying they're going to win this series or anything, but they are not going to give up. I know. I've seen this team. They came back down from 3-0 and they had a game 7. If Jason Tatum doesn't roll his ankle on the first game of the first play of the game in game 7, maybe they're the first ever to come back 3-0. That was just 2 short years ago against what I believe to be a better team in the 2023 Miami Heat than the 2025 New York Knicks. Let me ask you guys a question.
Nope.
First off, sorry, I'm going
What about
to.
Christoph?
11 threes, 13 twos attempted by the Celtics, 5 of 24 in the fourth quarter, 14 straight misses. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined 2 for 14. Yeah, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined 2 for 14. Each went 1 for 7. Abysmal. You've mentioned the 3-point shooting.
Yeah, the 12 in a row that they missed in the fourth quarter over an 8-minute span is like so. That tells me, though, again, this is my main being naive about basketball. I just look at that and I see the way that they're not making shots. It just screams fatigue to me, and that maybe I'm wrong, but how could you be that bad shooting? You can't be that bad shooting.
I mean,
you're an NBA player.
To me, it doesn't scream fatigue. It screams the yips.
Yeah, I think it screams mental.
I mean,
something in your
But
head.
why would they have that when they are a team that just won the championship? And I'm not talking last night. It does set in when it starts to get close, and oh my God, we're doing this again.
We're doing it again.
But let's go back to Monday night. You are the defending champs. You're up 20. Why would all of a sudden you develop the yips in a game like that?
I mean, one, it's the situation. I mean, to give it, of course, a golf analogy. I mean, Rory McIlroy can go out in the Heritage Classic and shoot 12 under and win the tournament, and then all of a sudden he plays the Masters, and now he won this one, but in the past it's been like, why all of a sudden does Rory look like he's the 109th best golfer in the world? Like, it's the same swing, it's the same bag, it's the same get up, but yet the result is completely different. And I think what happened is the first game and the second game totally defend that it's the yips for the Celtics. The first game, they were up 20 against a team that has yet to beat them this year, and maybe they took their foot off the gas a little bit. So what happens is there's that little bit of doubt. The Knicks came back, and they did it. Next thing you know, here we are, like you said, Deja 2, game 2 of the series. It's the exact same carbon copy that game 1 was. And all of a sudden, that memory starts to get a little bit bigger, gets a little bit thicker. Golf swing as well. It's the same swing every time you go out there. But for some reason, when you grab your pitching wedge now, you're like, last time I pulled this out from 100 yards, I shanked it off to the right. What do you think you're going to do 90% of the time when you do that? With that mentality,
Yeah.
you're going to shank that club to the right because you're putting that thought process in there. So, yes, I mean, this is Boston, okay? Like, they're not going to come into the game tomorrow and go fundamental and shoot glass shots and bank shots.
I mean,
they're
they
going to go
should.
out. They shouldn't. They shouldn't do that. What they should do is stick to what they do best. And if you die by it, then by God, you die doing what you know how to do. And then next year you try to change it. But if you do go out there and you win by it and you do start blasting away the Knicks by 15 and 20, where you average a game 16-point differential in the regular season, then go back to that. And then all of a sudden we'll be here on Monday morning going, well, boys, here comes a really entertaining game 4. So I think Boston's got to keep doing what they're doing. But the thing is, Missoula does have to get better because this press conference is a bad look.
Joe, what happened there in the last 5 minutes? It just seemed like you guys couldn't score, and they just made every play.
Yeah, they made every play, and like I said, even throughout the end of the fourth quarter, I thought we generated some good looks, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, and they took advantage of it. So they made the necessary plays to win. We put ourselves in position to do that, and we just didn't make the plays.
You guys, two days off. How do you respond from this? This is just another blown 20-point lead. Exactly your worst nightmare. How do you come back from this?
You just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So have an understanding that it's going to be difficult. But, that's why we do what we do, and figure out where we have to get better and do that.
Here you go, Mac. Here's
Joe,
your favorite part.
what was the thought process with not calling timeout there with 12 seconds left?
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
So there's concerns there in the final minutes of the game with your head coach where he's kind of got to take over. That's where some people consider coaches in the NBA like game managers. Player managers. That's where you got to hone it in. All right, fellas.
Here's what we're
doing.
doing.
What do we like
Here's
here?
the play.
Yep. Because if you do have...
they don't have Larry Bird walking through that door, okay?
No, they've got the 6th leading scorer in playoff history for the Celtics. That's Jason Tatum. He'll be 5th. He'll be actually 4th after this playoffs is over. So, yeah, they've got Larry Bird's son, Jason
Derek
Tatum.
White, more points last night than Jason Tatum.
So,
that can't happen.
So yeah, you got to call the timeout there. Like, you're not turning those in at the end of the year and getting a check. It's not. You're not getting a refund or
They don't roll over?
They don't roll over to the next game. They don't roll over to the next season. Like
Flyer miles?
coaches who leave, even the half of football, use your timeouts. You got timeouts. Utilize them in the first half of an NFL game. Use them all. And then you lose a game by 7, and you got one timeout left at the end of regular. Like, what are we doing here, right? That's where it was last night. Okay, 12 seconds left.
No, I'm screaming timeout. Screaming it.
Like any moron, including
Breaking your
myself.
fingers? Yes, I'm breaking my hand.
Like moron Bob over here is like, no timeout.
What are we doing?
And you're running the exact same play.
Same play. That is what's asinine to me. I will defend him on the 3-point game plan, but that is just truthfully abysmal.
That's fireable
Embarrassing.
when you do stuff like that.
Run the same play worked 20 seconds ago.
Yeah. Oh no, they're ready for it now. This isn't like high school football where the coach stands there, run it again, and you run the same play 10 times till you get it
It'll
right.
work, yeah.
This isn't the regular season either, where you have an opportunity to bounce back. If you wanted to try something in the regular season, knowing you're going to the playoffs, fine. You're the Celtics, you're the Chiefs, you're teams like that nature. You can try things in the regular season to see what they're going to be. But you got 12 seconds left. You've got the ball. You're down 1. You have an opportunity to take the last shot. Second night in a row, you don't even get a shot off. Like, that goes back to the coaching and the situation there. But the reason I'm still very cautious in this series, the odds haven't changed. The Celtics are still a huge favorite to win this series. Our guy Jimmy over there at BetAG sent us the odds this morning. The Knicks are plus 535 to win the series. The Celtics are minus 750.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Still to this day,
From what?
the odds have the odds have not
Because on
moved.
FanDuel, that is not the case.
I was going to say, on DraftKings, it's minus 110 both ways.
Yeah, well, to win the series?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at the email that we got this morning from the folks over at BetAG, and it says this. To my shock, despite losing both games at home to the Knicks, the Celtics are still favored in that series.
Wow.
The New York Knicks, it says plus 535, Boston minus 750. Series odds open, Celtics minus 750, Knicks plus 535. Current odds give the Celtics a 53.5% likelihood of winning the series. I'm just reading what he said. Now, maybe there'll be a retraction later on today about something like that. But those were the odds that we were sent this morning by the sports book that sends them all the time, betonline.ag. And so, to me, I was stunned to see something like that. ESPN just ran a poll. Who's going to win the series? People are very close to the Knicks. Like 53% are favoring the Knicks right now.
It's still right there
to win the series.
Yeah.
So it's still right there. So when you start talking about the odds, it's who's betting? Who's betting on this? And quite honestly, the Knicks are up 2-0. I would probably still put money on the Celtics to win the series because, again, we've seen this before. You've got being up 2-0 is a great fallacy, I think, anyway, in the NBA, in any sport, especially against a team that's loaded with defending champions.
And you mentioned it earlier when we discussed this. What is it, 81 minutes the Celtics have led in these two games?
Yeah, 81-04, 12-15 for the Knicks, yeah.
So you look at the context of these, oh, wow, the Knicks won 2 on the road. Wow, this series is over. Well, the Celtics led for over 80 minutes in that game. They had a 20-point lead both times with shooting like complete trash. And they still had an overtime loss and lost by 1, never got a shot up. With how poorly the Celtics have played, I guess my question to you that I referenced earlier would be, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Am I Mac Celtics biased to think that this Boston team's still better and can win this series?
I mean, I agree with you.
I think they're still
this.
better.
No, I agree with you on that. And so did a lot of the bettors.
I watch these games, I'm like, this team's better.
What did we say yesterday? Boston can be down 3-0 and still win the series.
Right. And the best team doesn't always win, the games. You've got to figure out how to win. And the Knicks have done a better job of winning in this series.
I want to give them credit, too.
Than the Celtics have. Yeah, I mean, because they didn't take a lead until like a minute to go last night.
Amazing. No, they know who they are. They get in that 5-minute mark. They're around 8 to 12 points down. They feel 100% confident.
And they go out there and they D up, too. The Knicks play some serious defense. Again, for all those who say that the NBA doesn't play defense, just watch the Knicks in the fourth quarter.
Tell that to Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, exactly. Like you want to tell that guy to his face that they don't play defense in the NBA? Now, the Celtics on the other hand.
And he's got an attitude.
I mean, that guy in the fourth quarter with 14 points and a big block again?
Yeah, 7 in a row when they needed it.
According to DraftKings, Boston is minus 120 to win the series. The Knicks are plus 100. So that's where they have it.
Still favored. To Bob's point, still favored.
Yeah. I mean, as Bob also said, they should be. They're the better team.
We are the better team. They're better players.
That makes me feel less biased to know that you guys think that, too, because I'm watching these games. I'm like, this team is choking.
I think we have been, I don't want to use the term like hardened as sports fans, but when I was a kid, if you were up 2-0, we felt like, oh, that was over. It was a done deal. Now we know, because everybody's an amazing athlete. Back when I was growing up, you had plumbers and bouncers playing and things like that. Guys were, using that, and then they had their summer job and whatnot. They were building houses. Like, it wasn't real like it is today, where guys are fully dedicated to playing their sport in the off season and all that, where everybody's a legitimate player. You're not running out there with a bunch of tomato cans on your roster like you were in the 80s and 90s. Now, everybody on every roster is a legitimate player no matter what the sport is. And so being up 2-0 is just like, whatever. Boston can get on a heater. They can win 4 in a row. They beat the Knicks 4 straight during the regular season. Like, they are a better team. They have better players. And I still think people believe that, all right, they may be down 2-0, but they're going to figure it out. It'll be just fine. It's like Patrick Mahomes being down 24. They'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
I noticed something
last night. They've earned that benefit of the doubt, by the way.
I noticed something last night with, I guess it was with Reggie Miller. He called Jalen Brunson the closer for the Knicks, right? Because he
loves Jalen.
Because they were talking about how they were doing efficiently well without Brunson on the floor again. And Miller came in and was like, yeah, that's because they're going to let him rest. And then he comes in, he's your closer. Who's the Celtics closer? Shouldn't it be Tatum?
It should be Tatum.
And we don't see that.
We have not seen that these two games.
Like, LeBron is a fantastic closer.
Yep.
Now, he's one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. But, like, you knew that, like, when the Lakers were up 6 with, like, a minute left, Brown was going to go high post or high key, get the ball, clear out, ISO, dunk, layup, and foul. Like, Iverson was a great closer. Dwayne Wade, close. That's what I want to see from Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And when you have a 20-point lead, maybe use the clock a little better. Maybe run the shot clock down to 2, maybe to 1. Maybe don't fire up a 3 with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, I agree. I also think we get into the tendency of playing too slow when we're up. That's what I think the Celtics tend to do. They start wasting time, acting like there's 5 minutes left when there's a whole quarter, and the Knicks are like, okay, yeah, waste these possessions. We'll inch back. I do think that the Celtics have a last shot, who is it going to be problem. But I think Tatum's proved in other series that he is a closer. He's had 50 points in a Game 6 on the road against the Bucks in a game that they needed to win. He's had 40-point Game 7s. He's done it. He has been abysmal. He has been an atrocity. He's been an embarrassment to the game of basketball. No Celtic has more than 2 field goals in 2 fourth quarters. Jason Tatum is 1 for 10 in the fourth quarter in the series.
That's Larry Bird's son.
I mean, so that's why I go back to fatigue, because they didn't forget how to play. They didn't forget how to be good basketball players. When you make these runs, ask the Royals in 14 and 15 how exhausted they were at the end. Ask the Chiefs how exhausted they were at the end of all of these Super Bowl runs. Like, people don't factor that in. When you make these long runs in the postseason, your offseason is severely shortened. James Harden is already on the beach in Galveston, okay? If you go to the NBA Finals, you're playing into the almost July 4th holiday.
Yeah.
That's 2 months from now. That's still 2 months from now that you're playing. So whoever reaches the NBA Finals is going to play 2 months longer than the teams that were eliminated in the first round, and 2.5 months longer than the teams that didn't even make the postseason. Those guys are resting. And you do this year by year by year by year by year. It eventually catches up with you. And that's why it's so rare to see a repeat in baseball anymore, because you play 162 regular season games, then you got 30 postseason games, and you got 30 spring training games. Guys are exhausted from all of this, and they just go, "Uncle, I don't have it anymore. I'm tired." And there's nothing wrong with that. Every person gets tired. You just get to a point where you don't have it anymore. And so the Celtics have been doing this. The Knicks weren't. And playing in high leverage games as well. How many high leverage games have the Knicks really played in compared to the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
And every game that you play in the regular season, if you're Boston, it's like the Chiefs. Everybody wants to beat your ass. So you got to play your best every night, even during the regular season, to keep up this pace. Fatigue is a real thing in the playoffs for teams that are perennial winners. It happens in all sports.
It's true. I mean, they went to the ECF in 21, finals in 22. They lost ECF again in 23, finals last year, and now here we are. So you're right. It's a lot of years of playing a lot more.
And it's not like they're cycling on, cycling off that roster. It's a lot of the same guys. Yeah. When was the last time the Knicks made it past the first round?
I don't know.
Well, you can go back and try to figure out when it was, because we have a question for you on the other side. If you could rewatch a sports game for the first time again, which game would you choose? 913-586-7965. Which sports event or game would you watch again for the first time if you could choose? 913-586-7965. We dive into that on the other side on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, today is a big day for us, because today is the day when Aspen Lawn and Pest Control comes out and takes care of the pest control side of our yard. The mosquito dome is going up, and I can't wait, because we love sitting outside in the spring and summer, but you don't like the bugs and the pests that are around all the time, getting stung by the mosquitoes and the flies. It's not going to be our problem anymore, because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to put up that mosquito dome that's going to keep the mosquitoes out, and more importantly for me, the fleas and ticks as well. Keep them off the dog. We don't have to worry about that. And I can be so at ease knowing that our yard is now protected and we don't have to worry about those bugs. And speaking of my yard, it looks awesome. I'm not even the only one saying that. My kids have told me how great the yard looks. The neighbors have told me how great the yard looks. It has been phenomenal to work with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They've done an amazing job. They're college-educated professionals, so they know exactly what to do to get your lawn looking great the first time. And they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. They're going to give you up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So visit them now at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
I'll bet you mom is the best gift giver in your life. She always gives the most thoughtful, meaningful gifts. And that wrapping, that ribbon curling, top notch, right? So give the moms in your life an Aura digital picture frame preloaded with decades of family photos. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and it's easy to see why. There is unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos, videos, and funny memes as you can find. And it is so simple to set up. Just plug it in and share away. She will feel so close to you, and you'll cement your place as the best gift giver in the family. Win-win. Dudes, I'm telling you, the technology on this product is incredible. Mom will love it. Aura's got a great deal for Mother's Day, too. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver mat frame. That's auraframes.com. Promo code ROAM. Support the station by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. South of downtown, big trouble as you make your way 35 southbound before the exit to Broadway with an accident blocking that left exit lane. It's creating problems on other freeways now with delays stretching back into and through downtown onto 169 Highway southbound crossing the bridge, 670 eastbound, very heavy, which is slow back onto I-70 westbound from the Paseo. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
And welcome back in to 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City Sports. Back morning by Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you today. I'm glad to have you on a Thursday. Royals play this afternoon. That's where Max is going to get a Surfside because he'll have zero troubles with zero bubbles. He'll be able to watch the Royals go for that sweep at, what is it, Elementary Day at the K?
School Day at the K.
Can't wait.
Mac and all his buddies will be there screaming at fly balls, thinking they're home runs.
How long till Max over the SIG section?
Yeah, then the crowd will dissipate about the sixth inning when they got to get him back to the school.
That's
probably
true, yeah. So that's in like an hour and a half into the game.
Yeah.
No, that's fun. I love day games.
Day games
just-
are great.
They
Yeah.
hit differently.
Yep.
I'm excited. Me
You
and my
gonna
friend are
go?
going.
You gonna go Glizzy? You gonna go Nacho Helmet? You gonna go?
That's a good question. Honestly, last time I didn't get a glizzy, so it's probably time.
Yeah, you're due for that and a chocolate malt.
Chocolate malt with a wooden spoon.
Ew.
We just put those wooden spoons in our mouth like they're clean, too.
Nah, you got to go get a plastic one. Just, ma'am, please have a plastic spoon? Absolutely.
Like,
you
think
can.
about an ice pop. You're licking that stick. You don't know where those sticks have been.
Well, they're wrapped in paper.
No, that I'm talking about on the actual. Still don't know where they've been. Somebody had to put them in that paper.
Yeah. We asked the question, if you could watch any sporting event again for the first time, would it be someone took mine?
Oh.
I know.
On the text line?
Yeah.
Damn. That means it's popular. That means
Yeah,
it's a good choice.
Obviously, I don't think there's many that you want to watch
gonna
again
say.
for the first time. Mine's the 13-second game.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean
Great football
I'd
game.
love to watch that game over again.
What if I told you the Chiefs won this game, but then lose in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, well, That's all right.
Or losing the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
rather.
yeah, that's what it was.
Lose the next week.
But
yeah.
I mean, still watching that game over again because that's arguably the best and most exciting game of the Patrick Mahomes era, right? I mean, nothing can top that. It really does suck that the we had the situation involving the AFC Championship game, Mac, because that was a situation that would have carried it even further. They had the Grim Reaper T-shirts made. Everybody was in on that, and then you came out and lost the next week, and everybody's like, let's not forget about that.
The nickname sucks.
Yeah,
go back to Showtime.
Yeah, like the Grim Reaper thing did not take off because they didn't win the next week, and we're like, okay, that's over. And everybody was kind of licking their wounds on that one. But to have the ability to watch that game over again and not know the outcome, and hopefully to see my wife have the same reaction, I'm like, it'll be fine. It was fun. What a game.
He said she was in the fetal position. So
oh, my God. Like, I can't believe they're going to lose. I go, we got this.
Bob's just Joe Cool with a cig.
Exactly.
Like, get her away from me.
That would tick me off.
She'll tell you. She
know.
goes like, unbelievable.
I can see her doing that.
They win. She looks him dead ass in the face. I hate you.
Thanks.
See you in the bedroom in 10 minutes.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Tell me now.
You were right. They're going to win. You're right. You're right.
Not even 5 minutes of enjoying the victory.
Yeah,
What did I tell you?
Yeah, what did I say?
I just know. I mean, they won. I just looked at him and think, hey, what are you doubting? Why would you ever doubt 15?
That was a great one. That's a good choice for sure. Dusty, what's yours that got taken?
2014 wildcard game.
Yeah, but they lost the World Series.
Yeah, they did.
That game. Legendary.
But they went to the World
Series.
Series.
Imagine that game with a pitch clock, how much sooner Henry would have had to leave.
I guess we're just ruining my moment. So go ahead, Mac.
No, I liked your moment. It was a good game.
It got ruined.
I'm sorry.
How did it get ruined?
Throwing shots like that.
You threw shots at mine, too. So what? It's okay for you to throw shots at me, but I throw it back at you.
I said they just lost the next game.
Yeah, and they didn't make the World Series, and Henry could have left earlier. That's it. It was a phenomenal game.
Great game. One of the best games in Royals history.
It's the best baseball game I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was going to say the best game in Royals history, but I didn't want to
No,
overstep.
I mean, Kurt Nelson, what do you think? Because I know you're listening. Is that the best game in Royals history? How could it not be?
There's probably one from like 1980 against the
Yankees.
Yankees.
Probably some upper deck tank job that George Brett hit against Goose Gossage or something that we're not thinking about.
Well, just like there's so many like little things that happen in that game that like are ironically funny. Like everyone always says Sal Perez always swings that outside pitch. Well, if he doesn't swing that outside pitch, it doesn't go down the third base side where a Gold Glove third baseman was at, and a future MVP. Royals win the game. George Brett looks like he'd never seen anything like it in his life.
Yeah,
and that guy's seen some stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And some
George's
things.
reaction should probably tell you that was probably the best game in Royals history, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
would
a good
think
point.
so.
When a legend who's seen everything in the game.
It went extra innings, and
It
didn't end in extra. It kept going, and there's
the guy named Ace gives up a home run. The manager was going to be booed out of this city.
The manager
now
would
he's
have
going to have his number retired.
There are people that believe they would have been fired after that game had they not won that in the organization. So,
yeah, you really paint the full picture. You're like, a lot could have changed just from that one game, but it didn't. Mine would be Super Bowl 54. So, first Super Bowl.
The first one.
Yeah.
Why do you want to rewatch that one?
Because it was like the best night ever. It was fantastic.
You want to see Wasp again?
Yeah, I want to see Wasp. I want to feel like we're,
Did you enjoy the game?
I enjoyed the end of it. It was worth it.
But did you enjoy the game? Because what I'm getting at is, do you want to rewatch that one because you didn't watch it with enough joy? You watched it with a clenched football.
I was extremely clenched.
Yeah.
Yes,
but you don't know the outcome, so
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like you wouldn't be able to like set yourself
I
up.
kind of liked the part that we're using clenched, but I kind of liked the part that my sphincter was tight in that game because the Chiefs hadn't won before.
Right.
So I was just full of scars and despair and all of those things. So when they're down 10, I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't think that they were necessarily going to win that game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I thought they were going to come back. So that feeling for the first time, that
even
we
with
did
all
it,
the comebacks in those playoffs.
Yeah, I
down
wasn't
24, down 10.
Yeah, wasn't counting us out, but definitely it was. Yeah, so I'd like to feel that again. That was
because
awesome. That euphoria.
Yeah, the euphoria,
winning that first one, man.
You don't know what the outcome's going to be,
No.
but like a lot of these games, you watch as a nervous sports fan, right? You don't watch them like I'm watching this Knicks Celtics thing. I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. And sometimes that's the better way to enjoy sports. Like if the Knicks don't win this thing, what do I care, right? It's no big deal. I know for you, if the Celtics don't win this thing, though, it's the end of the world.
I know.
for
I
you.
don't want to be that way.
Right. But when it's your team, it is that way, right? And that's why I asked you, how were you watching that game? Because I know how we were watching the wild card game. I mean, we must have done 16 different show rundowns during that game because it just constantly changed as the night went along with all of that. I mean, that was an amazing game as well. I mean, it was just like. And I don't know that we watched that game with joy. I think we kind of watched that game on pins and needles too. And but also going into that game, I think the conversation was, well, we made the playoffs. This is kind of cool. We're here. Did we make the playoffs? If we lose, does it count as a wild card game? All that nonsense. It was just happy to be here. It was a new experience for everybody.
I think what's interesting about all three games that we chose, yours being the 13-second game, is that, and the 14 All-Star game and the Super Bowl, is that no matter where you were at, 100%, no matter where you're at, half the room was doubters, and the other half was like, well, let's see what happens. You have Patrick Mahomes. You have a team that's been playing hot. You have a team that's shouldn't be here. And then all of a sudden, well, we've never been to the Super Bowl. Might as well check it out with Patrick Mahomes, see what he does. Come back, win. Come back, win. Come back, win.
If they would have lost Super Bowl 54, would you have been devastated, or would you have been like, man, at least I got to see a Super Bowl in my lifetime?
I'd have gotten to that point. I'd have been devastated for probably 2 weeks. I probably would have called in sick.
Yeah.
Because, it would have just been like, not knowing what we know now about how many times they've been back.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's spoiled that.
Yep.
Because, how many people, Green Bay fans that are like, oh, we got Aaron Rodgers, man. We got a title. We're doing good. 2011. And then all of a sudden it's like
2025, and he's playing for the Steelers?
And married.
Well,
he got another ring without him.
What's more of a wow? He's playing for the Steelers in 2025, or that he's married?
Married.
Probably.
Somebody likes the guy.
Somebody said yes to the dress.
Yeah. Somebody said to that guy, yeah, I'm willing to spend time with you.
Yeah, that's crazy. God, that 13-second game was great. I know exactly
the
what
wild card game was amazing too, though. I mean, like
all those games were.
The 13-second game and the wild card game are the two most oh my god moments in our lifetime.
The other thing
sports,
too is
right?
like you don't really have the reaction of the wild card game because of the fact that there weren't really live mics, at least that they showed. But you watch the outcome of the 13-second game now behind the scenes where they call Buffalo called timeout. Buffalo fans forget that. You called timeout and then came out in the same setup, and where the tight end was like, Pat, dude, if they do this again, right here, and let's go. And that's
that kind of stuff. The behind,
and that's why I think the 13-second game does reign supreme. He's like, do it, do it, do it, and he's like, when you hear that, he's like, I'm there. And then of course you have Tyreek Hill. It's nuts because
they don't win that game without Tyreek Hill.
No,
because they're not in that defense without Tyreek Hill.
That's a good point. They're not in that defense without Tyreek.
Yeah,
because he scorched them earlier. Oh, they scored too fast.
Yeah.
He did scorch them earlier, right? In that quarter.
Yeah,
super
all the way at the side. Peace signed him at the 12-yard line.
Amazing 2 games. That wild card game and that 13-second game are I don't care what teams you root for in life and sports, you find me 2 games better in your city than the wild card game and the 13-second game.
You might have another wild card game, or you might not if they continue doing what they're doing, and that is winning. That's what the Royals continue to do, is win. We'll talk about why it's important to do that no matter who you play on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, look, it's that time of the year where you can go to a day game at the K and you can have yourself time. You can enjoy yourself with some friends, some family, maybe a significant other. And you can also enjoy it with a Surfside cocktail because that is the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. They're absolutely delicious and they do pair perfectly with that day at the K like today. Find it in Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part is 0 bubbles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor store. You must be 21 years of age, and please drink responsibly.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Hey baseball fans, it's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Don't miss your chance at a bigger payout on your bet. Claim your MLB odds boost token today and activate the token before placing your bet. At BetMGM, the action is always on deck. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
At Casey's, we're too nice to say no. So when someone asked for a free frozen drink, we said sure. Then they said every Friday all summer, and well, now we're giving away free medium frozen drinks every Friday. Free frozen Fridays with Casey's Rewards. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. See store for details.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why My Lowe's Rewards members get a free paint or exterior stain sample to test your look and find the perfect color to confidently refresh your space. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid in-store only, 5/8 through 5/14. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Streetcar-takeover.com. South of downtown, 35 southbound, with a problem for the Broadway exit blocking that left exit lane. You can still get around and make the exit, but there's long delays back all through downtown, affecting other freeways now. 35 stacked up to I-70, 670 westbound, very heavy, and building delays back onto 70 from the Paseo. Get your tickets now for a weekend of horsepower, burnouts, car show, music, and adrenaline-fueled excitement at Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free online at streetcar-takeover.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Left field. Baldwin going back, still going, it's gone! It's a two-run homer. The Royals finally get the big hit, and they lead 2-0 here in the 5th inning.
That's right, Steve. Tell him. Stu.
Do you think he stews over that hit?
I don't know. That's another Bobby long ball there for the Royals last night. Probably. I mean, Steve with the scores. Good to see that last night. You've won 3 out of 3 versus the White Sox. Going for the sweep today. So we'll let Mac be our spirit of joy as he goes to watch those boys in blue play a sweep today for the White Sox. And I want to start off with this because I feel like people aren't happy.
No, you're not. You don't feel it. It's true.
I didn't listen to Vern's show last night because I was obviously too locked into the NBA. But and I know Vern's going to do a good job, but maybe I should have. And maybe I will today after the sweep.
Or maybe we just call Vern and see what he says.
Because,
Vern, call in if you're listening.
The text line was like, Vern, trying to send you some positivity this way. Don't listen to the haters. And, are people seeing the Royals win, 5 in a row? They've won 14 of their last 16 games, and it's not good enough?
Yeah, see,
they're 6 games above 500. They may never be under 500 again the rest of the season. It's May 8th.
They may never lose a game the rest of the way. We don't know. It frustrates me because the Royals have not given us a lot of success, okay? They just haven't, right? And now they're having success, and it's for 20 years, it's all people wanted. Just be a 500 ball club. Just be a respectable ball club. Well, they've done that. They're there. They're winning games. Oh, I don't know. They're making the postseason now. They're one of the top teams in baseball. And there's still people that are upset about that. And that's what I don't understand. And today I was going through X, formerly Twitter, and I told you, I said, it's Harry Truman's birthday today, right? And I saw this quote from Harry.
The S doesn't mean anything. It's
nothing.
Just S.
It's just an S. Yeah. So he has this quote from a Twitter account called Presidential Wisdom, and it's a quote from Harry Truman talking to a Washington Post critic who harshly reviewed his daughter's singing recital in 1951. But I think this quote from 1951 from Harry Truman to this reporter applies to a lot of the people who aren't happy on the text line about the Royals. And the quote is this, quote, "You sound like a frustrated old man who has never had success." And that applies to, I think, the folks who are mad on the text line. You guys sound like old men that have never had success. It is hard to win a Major League Baseball game, regardless if you're playing the White Sox or the Dodgers. It's not an easy task to accomplish. Look at the Royals the other night, right? Tuesday night, they win that game. The guy takes one off the head. The Royals should have lost that game. And they won the game in the final inning because the other team made those mistakes. If Mydroth doesn't take one off the head and Michael A. Taylor doesn't throw one in the left field and the shortstop doesn't make the errors that he makes, the Royals lose that game. That's how razor thin the margins are. So when somebody poo-poos winning a Major League Baseball game and say, it's only against the White Sox or it's only against them, I hate that because they are a Major League Baseball team and the margins are razor thin. Good teams do find ways to lose games. Bad teams always find ways to lose games as well. But that quote from Harry Truman, you sound like a frustrated old man who's never had success, because those who have had success know how hard it is to get to a point where you are having success in any career that you're in, whether you're an insurance guy, a police officer, radio host, it doesn't matter. You work your ass off. And then you get success and you're able to reap the rewards of having those successes. You don't see what these guys put in every single day. You see them for 2.5, 3 hours every night, and you think that's it. The amount of work and the preparation and time and effort that goes into winning a Major League Baseball game or a basketball game or a football game is insanity. And that's why you should never, ever, ever take for granted a win in baseball, regardless of who the opponent is.
Yeah, the Royals' next opponent is the Boston Red Sox. They're 19-19. I don't know if that's something that, kind of sticks out because they're 500. Then you play Houston. You've already beaten them 3 out of 4 times, or 2 out of 3 games. Houston is 18-18. They're a 500 team. So, I get it that the White Sox and the Rockies aren't somebody you take home to mom, but if you only won 2 out of 3 against those teams or 3 out of 4 against those teams, I feel like that would merit more frustration than being they're beating up on the bad teams. And then after that, it's the Cardinals, and they're 19-19. So, yeah, there's going to be a couple teams that aren't going to be 500 below or above, but your next 3 opponents are all 500 ball clubs. After that, it's the Giants. Is that when the real test happens to play one of the best teams in baseball? For my advice for all these people that have negative energy towards beating up on the White Sox, you should. And if you're not happy with it, then like I asked you the question of like, what is something? Beat the Yankees? Okay, like sorry that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But like you're one of very few teams with more than 20 wins in baseball. Everyone in your division is consistently winning.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
No matter who they play. Like the teams that you're chasing, the Tigers and the Guardians, they continue to win. And I find it
The
very...
Royals have more wins than the Yankees, by the way, just so everybody knows.
But they don't play a tougher schedule. So, like, and again, look, I know what everything is about. I know it's about getting to the playoffs and beating playoff teams. We're not there yet. You want to get figured out now. Don't get figured out when it's time to really have it all on the table and ready to go. So I think that when you look at this Royals team, yes, it's fun to beat the absolute snot out of the White Sox. They should be doing that. We came on this show on Monday and said they better win 3 out of 4, and hell, they might as well. You better sweep. So if you can't enjoy that, you can't enjoy winning. You can't enjoy winning 14 out of 16 games, even though they played more teams than just the Rockies and the White Sox. Then I suggest you honestly just go away and watch something else or change up how you look at things. Because yes, I get it. It's not America's greatest talent in the White Sox and the Rockies. But by God, it's fun to watch this team win and have something to cheer for when all of a sudden at the end of the year, you're like, how do they get to 87 wins? Oh, that's right. They beat the White Sox 17 out of 19 times.
Right. But I think also, too, the perception, like if the Red Sox this weekend, people assume the Red Sox are a good team. They're an average team right now because that's what their record is. As you said, 19 and 19. But if they take 3 in a row from the Red Sox, everybody's going to be like, oh, they swept the Red Sox. That's a middling team. And if the Royals do sweep the Red Sox, then they'll be like 3 games under 500. And then people will say, well, that doesn't count either. You can't keep pushing the bar. You got to take care of business against the teams that you're playing. And if the Royals were in any other division, they'd be in first place by themselves by a game in the American League East. And they would be tied for first with the Seattle Mariners in the West, just 2 back of the loss column, but the same amount of wins as the Seattle Mariners. They just happen to be playing in a division that is on fire right now with Detroit, Cleveland, and Kansas City doing their thing. And so when you have the opportunity to win games because everybody else around you is winning games, you got to continue to win games. And that's what they're doing. I've never understood that negative vibe of my team won, but it wasn't a good enough win. So I'm going to pout about that, and I'm going to call Vern and let him know that it's a win, but we can't have the buts, man. Life's too short for that crap.
Yeah, you get 162 games. It's a long season. Enjoy the wins while they're happening because 14 out of 16 is impressive. I don't care who you're playing.
Oh, it's insane. It's nuts.
They're the hottest team in baseball.
It's nuts.
They're the best pitching staff in baseball. They got the best baseball player in baseball. And oh, by the way, Jack Caglione's still amazingly hot in the minor leagues.
And you don't get bonus points for beating teams with better records. You beat the teams, you win the games. They all count the same in the standings.
We almost went to break without you. Coming up on the other side, we dive more into what this game was last night and have this dynasty peaked. Ask the question again, 913-586-7965. The Chiefs, that is. Your home for the Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, and you want to treat Mom right. You want to make Mom feel like she's the best person on planet Earth because she is the best person on planet Earth, and you can take care of all of your Mother's Day needs at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee has everything you need to make Mom feel like a queen this Sunday. Surprise her with a stunning floral delivery or personalized gift baskets. The possibilities are endless. You also want to treat Mom to Hy-Vee's delicious all-you-can-eat traditional Mother's Day brunch from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's just $24.99 for adults, and kids 5 and under eat free. So this Mother's Day, make it the most memorable one ever and treat your mom right only at Hy-Vee.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton have lots of big screens, great food, and beer specials. Plus, patio season is coming up soon. The Other Place is your home for baseball this spring. The Other Place and theotherplace.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
My car!
but what you really need to say is something that can actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And just like that, State Farm is there to help you file your claim right on the State Farm mobile app. So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois. For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment. Not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
College holds a mythic place in American culture, but there are stories you won't hear on the campus tours.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything from rigged admissions to the drama of Greek life and student protests. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
Today, expect a high of 73 with a chance of rain under partly sunny skies.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Binkley fired up for 2 hours today.
So. Oh, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah.
It's mad at a texter.
He'll come in here and he'll tell you how it should have been.
I will say Binkley's messages do tend to work because Drew is just telling me that he was so adamant on the fact that Drew went to Quick Trip yesterday and didn't tell Binkley that Drew, on his way to work this morning, said, "Hey, I may be going to McDonald's to get some stuff. Do you need anything?" And Binkley responded with, "I do not, and I appreciate the message."
There we go. Well, the fact that he said no after all of that,
just
right?
Get a McMuffin, dude.
Ask
for something. Get a water.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. I mean, you threw a fit yesterday that these people didn't ask you that they were going to Quick Trip, but then they did ask you. No, I'm good to go. Well, you can't say that after you pitched a fit on the air.
Drew's like, he even brought it up to Vern. Asked Vern if he was about it. Vern goes, yeah, Binkley's right. That's Bush League, Drew. Which, you know what Vern's doing? He's just pouring gasoline on the fire and watching it burn.
Like you just did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If there's anybody that you can wind up and get going, it is Jay Binkley, man.
That's my guy out there, and I want him to know. I don't want him to, walk into, a trap if that guy texts and reaches out to Bink. I mean,
this guy's still texting about Binkley's comments from yesterday?
I don't know. He reached out to Carrington, then reached out to us, and I said, well, the guy you're looking for will be on at 10, and he's ready for you.
Yeah, he is ready to go. So, no, did you text back that guy?
Nah, but I mean, I'm sure he's intermediate, but he knew that the regular guys were out yesterday.
That's right. Yeah,
odd,
weird.
Somebody said, I'm happy with what's happening, but I'm not impressed with the Royals right now. 14 out of 16 is pretty impressive. From the 816, they're winning. The offense is still struggling. That's why people are getting their panties in a bunch.
Does it matter if you win 2-1 or 17-1? It still counts the same in the standings. Last I checked, right?
Yeah, and also they're first in runs allowed in the MLB.
The fewest runs allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
First,
and they now have a plus run differential as well.
That's right. Their ERA is second in the Major League Baseball Association at 2.99. They have a sub-3 ERA. I'm fine as long as they don't have to,
Are they going to win a slugfest? Probably not.
But are they going to win 3-1?
Absolutely.
Bet your ass.
Yeah, absolutely they will.
No doubt. I don't think this pitching staff has peaked yet, right? But I did think that maybe it was worth the conversation to ask if you think the Chiefs have peaked with their dynasty. Maybe we look at it in different mirrors, I guess. There's some people that look at the Chiefs as like an era. Some people look at the Chiefs as a window or a book and different chapters. But if you were to say if you don't think the Chiefs team has peaked, then you're not in this conversation. But if you do think maybe they have, is there a certain moment or a certain time where you think they did peak?
I think it's a really complicated question. I really do. And we're asking this because scientists have said civilization peaked in 1999, and they were right. Since then, it's gone downhill. I think from a peak, statistical standpoint, I don't think we'll ever see Patrick Mahomes have a 50 and 5,000 year again. I think that is his peak. And that's ridiculous, right? 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards.
Pretty nuts.
I think it's going to be hard to do that again. So is
Especially
that
when
peak?
you take the last week off?
Yeah, that's exactly right? And you're not playing. So do you look at that and say, from an offensive number standpoint, did Patrick Mahomes peak? Well, yeah, I guess he did then, right? From that number standpoint. However, I don't think this team is done winning, right? I still think as they start this new era, this new chapter of their book with the new haircut on Mahomes and Kelsey moving out after the season and whatnot, then we'll kind of talk about, getting more Super Bowls under their belt and doing it without Travis Kelsey. I don't think the team and the organization has peaked from a winning standpoint, but I do believe in a singular season, we've already seen Patrick Mahomes' peak season because it was so ridiculously epic. It's going to be difficult to even get close to that again.
Yeah.
And maybe not the 5,000 yards, but the 50 touchdowns is nuts.
I think it's interesting, too, that when you look at this team, because I'm always interested to know, I look back at the Patriots. That's the best carbon copy I feel like we can look at when it comes to what the Chiefs have been over the last decade, right? They go for another AFC West title, which would be 10 straight, which is just bizarre. And you think to yourself,
well, a lot of those came against bad Raider teams, Dusty, so they don't count.
Yeah, the talent in the AFC West is weak. Boy, win it this year and go 15-2 and see what they have to say about it. I'm actually excited for that. But
I am too, actually.
I wonder if you look at this Chiefs team and you think, okay, is one full era belonging to just strictly Mahomes and Kelsey? Because if that's the case, then would you say that one era belongs to Mahomes, Kelsey, and Tyreek? Now, I know they only got one Super Bowl with Tyreek, and they went to 2, and then he was traded, and then they went to 2 more and won them, and then there was Travis and Patrick and Taylor and, all those people that are all in that group, that clique. And it's all right, was that the second, era or the second chapter? Even still, if you look at peaks, I think they were still there because Mahomes was 26. Kelsey was still, 29, 30, 31. Jones is younger. But, like, I don't know if the Chiefs will ever put together a roster that will have a Hall of Fame defensive tackle, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, a Hall of Fame tight end with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame coach all at the same time. That, to me, is like what the definition of a peak is.
Yeah.
Now, you could still be dominant and still win, but you may not be at the best you ever were, and that sometimes is okay.
Right.
Because the mountain slide isn't drastically fast down for the Chiefs. Like, it might be like, to the point where Tom Brady turned 36, 37 in New England. It was like, yeah, Brady's still there. I'll never doubt the guy. But there are other teams that are talented as well that could give the Patriots some fits, and they did. Whereas from, 22 to 24, nobody was competing with the Chiefs.
Right.
Like, I get it, they went 11-6. There was a lot of droppage going on in that season, and they still won the Super Bowl, which is why they were in that peak. And I think that maybe you could say the loss in the Super Bowl was like the end of being the reign of the supreme of everything and end all be all, or maybe it was the year before. But I would say that with this team, there's a potential that, like, and it's fine because not every team in their sports city ever gets that. But you think about what they had, like Butker and Mahomes and Kelsey and Jones and Tyreek and all these guys on the same time. And then now it's like, okay, well, yeah, they're still great. Worthy could be awesome. Rice could be great. Travis Kelce's no longer here after this year, baby. And Mahomes will be 30-31. It's like,
right.
Boy, yeah, they're still great, but they're not at the peak that they could be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be different. But again, that's the kind of the Patriots era was that way, right? They won a couple of early Super Bowls. They went 10 years without winning one, and then won a couple of more, at the end to kind of solidify themselves in that dynasty. And so, do I think they're, we're done winning and things are going to be different? Yeah, things will be different, but they're not going to be done winning. It's just going to be done in different ways, like we've kind of seen. And so, I just wish, for all intents and purposes, Patrick waited one more year to cut his hair, so it would just be a clean break. Like, now Travis is gone, now I cut my hair, now I do things differently. But I think your point of them losing in the Super Bowl kind of is the light dimming on that first era of the Patrick Mahomes era in Chiefs football. That first era is kind of complete, right? You went to 3 straight Super Bowls, you won 2, you didn't get that last one. And now the offseason begins, and you're starting anew. You're starting with younger wide receivers and younger weapons and younger players and new faces and all this kind of stuff. And so you get the opportunity to start a new era, a new chapter of your book. You still got, Travis hanging around for one more season, and that kind of brings you and bridges you in to that new era that we're going to see in Kansas City. But yeah, I think you could probably say that from a standpoint of losing that game in the Super Bowl. That kind of ended what we've been through, and now we're going to start it all over again and get back to the Super Bowl and win another one and keep the winning going here in KC.
No doubt about it. We go to I don't know. We already did that. I feel like so. I just feel like it's weird, but I do want to bring this up because there are rookies above veterans on these lists, like Tyler Warren being a more sought-off tight end in power rankings than Travis Kelce. I think is kind of, I don't know if it's blasphemy or like it's just dumb and looking for clicks, but I just don't understand the fact that you could have a rookie who's never proven it because their list of tight ends are Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, George Kittle, Tyler Warren, and Travis Kelce as your power rankings for tight ends going into 2025. Now, maybe Bowers and Sam Laporta are giving the Tyler Warren sort of, publicity. He's in Indianapolis. He's going to be, a big target out there. They do have Michael Pittman Jr. They do have Anthony Richardson still as their quarterback, so I wonder about that. Trey McBride, though, has Kyler Murray, and Brock Bowers last year had Aiden O'Connell, and Gardner Minshew, who's now a Chief. But Travis Kelce, 5th on this list. I think he's 3rd. I don't think he should be 1 or 2, but I definitely think he's better than George Kittle and Tyler Warren, at least at this point in his career. And then Mahomes 4th on the list behind Allen Jackson and Burrow.
Allen Jackson made the list?
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
Little bitty. It's all right to be a little bitty 4th guy on this list with Patrick Mahomes. Do you get the feeling that there is something there? Because we always say that these guys do some research and they do some reading. Do you think there is a prove-it year coming from Mahomes and Kelce that will affect the entire team like a red wave?
I think they want to go out on top, and I think they want to show everybody that they left, or he left, because Patrick's not going anywhere, but that Patrick left and that Travis left and he still had more in the tank. And people will look at Travis Kelce at the end of the year, not like Robin Carrington, and they'll go, boy, he's not washed. Man, and that's what you want as an athlete. And I could be totally wrong on this. Travis Kelce could go out there and have a terrible year, but nothing says that he is. I just think, like, when you're an athlete, you want to leave with everybody wanting more. You don't want to be that athlete that in the middle of the season, everybody's saying, hey, Grandpa, time for you to go, man. This isn't really good. You don't want to leave fans with that lasting impression. You want to leave them wanting more. I don't think Travis Kelce would come back for another year if he didn't feel he could go out there and dominate. And I think he's going to go out there and dominate, and I think he's going to have a huge year. And I think Patrick Mahomes wants Travis Kelce to have a huge year in all of this, because this is it. This is his last year. This is his senior year. Everybody knows that you play a sport that senior year, you want to win, you want to have fun, you want to go out on top. And so that's where we are, with Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. And also, too, from a Patrick standpoint, I was telling you guys on Monday, I'm starting to get, like, sentimental every day, realizing I've only got 3 years left with my oldest daughter and 4 years left with my younger one before they're off, to college and to the adult world. And it sucks thinking about that. You're Patrick Mahomes and you're driving to work every day going, I got one more year left, 18 games, 19 games, 20 games, whatever it is, with Travis Kelce, and I'll never play with this guy again. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to have as much fun and do as many wild things as we possibly can together, because after this year, it's over. There's no going back. There's no doing it again next year. So I think they're going to go out from that standpoint and absolutely wow everybody and have themselves a time, because they want to do it for themselves and in turn do it for all of us here in KC.
No doubt about it. Text line says the Dustman has been summoned to the Mustangs championship game this weekend. Golf can wait. No golf this weekend. When's the championship game? You've got 10 minutes to respond, and I'll go cheer on those ladies in the championship game. So no golf this weekend for me already. So
there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Worst to first conversation time, because we're at that point in the season, boys. We are less than a week away from schedule release, where that guy behind you cannot wait.
Oh, this time next week, we'll be talking about, what do you think of week 2 against the...
Yeah.
Yep. Well, here we go, Commanders. Who is your candidate this year to go from worst to first in the NFL?
I think it's San Francisco.
Out in the NFC West?
Yeah.
No love for the Cardinals.
They're not even on that list.
I know they're not,
division.
but they're in the NFC West.
Gotcha. NFC West. Talking about that division. Yeah.
So no love for the Cardinals. Obviously, no love for the Rams. Why the Niners?
Because I look at the other teams on this list, and none of them make me want to say, ooh, they're going to be good. Cleveland's a disaster. I don't buy the Bears. The Titans got a long way to go. The Raiders play with the Chiefs. The Saints, who's their quarterback again?
No, the Saints suck.
The Giants, I'm not ready to buy into Russell
By the
Wilson.
way, the Saints will suck for the first pick this year because of the storyline.
Oh,
it's already
absolutely.
there.
It's done.
It's like, if you think we're being asses about this, no chance, dude. Everybody has Arch Manning already going to the Saints next year, first overall pick. The Saints know it. We know it. They kept Derek Carr. They're going straight for last place, man.
He's going to pull an Eli.
Well, unless that's where I was going with this. Eli's buying the Giants, like 10% of the Giants. So do they make sure that Eli gets...
Nah, you got Dart, man.
Oh, that is true.
Dart,
yeah.
You got the future already.
Yeah.
And he's asking for number 11.
Yeah, good luck to that. The other guy asked for number 11, too, and they told him no.
How'd that work out when he asked for 56?
Man.
No, that's not Dart. That's
I know, Abdul Carter.
Carter, yeah. Dart's just happy to be there at this point.
Hell yeah.
Give me whatever number you got. But no, I'm not buying and I'm not ready to buy into the Patriots yet to take over the Bills in that division. So some of it has to do with who you're playing against, but some of it has to do with I'm just not ready to buy into some of these teams. But real quick, I love the Manning narrative, and I think that's true, but is New Orleans a big enough team for them to, make them the next team to get that star player?
No. I don't think so. And I think they're negative cap for the next 17 years because of the way they've handled their franchise. So I think they're screwed.
They got to draft well.
They're going to have to draft well.
It starts with a quarterback.
It's true.
And if he's as good as they say, and he's the prophet that is the Manning, then he can turn your franchise around.
If you were selling the Mannings, you'd be like, hey, we're in the NFC. We don't have the quarterbacks here. He could be the premier quarterback in the NFC. The NFC South, hey, what are the Panthers doing? What are the Falcons doing? What are the Bucs are okay, but Baker's going to be gone. We'll see what happens. Like, you can take this over. That'd be my selling point.
Evans will be gone.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to sell anybody. If you got the first pick,
You're right.
take it.
You're right.
You got the Manning house and the French Quarter. You can just live there.
Yep.
It's true.
It's already there. You already got the house.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You're familiar with the area. It's like the actual Arch will be like, yeah, my grandboy got to do my legacy.
But do you want to do that if you're the Mannings? Do you want him to play for that team and have the burden of that, your city, on top of him to carry this team to the next generation, too?
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Yeah. I think when you look at the divisions, that's where you have to kind of pick your poison here. It's tough to go from worst to first, but somebody always does.
Yeah.
New England and Tennessee have the best chance because Jacksonville's going to suck, right? They're not going to be good in that AFC South. I understand that, like the Colts, but come on.
Yeah. Really? You got Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones as a quarterback battle.
And then, obviously, Houston, but no Tank Dell again this year.
Yeah.
No Stephon Diggs. They do have Nico Collins. They do have C.J. Stroud. But, like, this is year 3. And you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders. And we'll see what D'Amico can do with that team because they spent a lot of time bitching and complaining about the Kansas City Chiefs getting the calls. You kind of looked like clowns. Now you got to go out there and be like, hey, this team's really. And Tennessee, look, I don't know what they're going to do, but they got a new quarterback in Cam Ward. And who's to say he can't go like what Jaden Daniels did last year with the Washington Commandos? Didn't go from worst to first.
Yeah.
But you do that in that division, you can go to first.
In the AFC South.
Correct.
And you're only asking for 9 wins, probably. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. Yep.
Patriots, same story. Drake May, year 2.
That's mine, man.
Got your new coach.
Mm-hmm.
You got Buffalo, but hey, Allen got his he got his AFC Championship shot again. He got his MVP. Miami seems to be kind of like in shambles.
I'm not ready to say Buffalo's done, though.
I'm not saying they're done, but I'm saying division-wise, like the leaps you have to make to be the Raiders to go from worst to first seem crazy. The Bears, I like the Bears, but
too.
to outdo the Vikings and the Lions
and the Packers
and the Green Bay Packers.
Who's their quarterback this year? They
Jordan
going back to
Love.
the well with Aaron Rodgers, you think?
Buddy Love.
Of course.
No, they got Jordan Love. They gonna let him throw the ball this year? Or they gonna just run it with Jacobs?
They're gonna pass it.
Okay.
They did draft the receiver.
Yeah, exactly. No,
That guy
Jordan
had
Love's
the
gonna be great. I'm
sickest
still
draft
in.
moment of all time.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I think Tennessee and New England are the teams that really strike. Now, San Francisco, they have the history of being good.
Yeah.
And this is a Brock Purdy contract year, right? Are you going to pay Brock Purdy $50 million a year?
Let's see what he does.
Are you going to pay Brock Purdy $45 a year? You lost Deebo Samuel. You got
Big year for Brock Purdy to figure out if he's real.
Kittle comes back as the third best tight end in football.
Oh yeah.
Brandon Ayuk.
Big
Christian
year.
McCaffrey's healthy.
Big year for all of them.
Maybe for now.
You got a great head coach who's never won anything, but by God, people think he's a great head coach.
He's fantastic.
Show me his rings. I mean, 3 of the worst Super Bowl performances
Well, he doesn't
ever.
know how coin tosses work
Right.
all the time.
Yeah. But by God, let's crown him better than Andy Reid.
Yeah, I mean, the 28-3, we can't pin all on him, but yes,
He was
not
part
good.
of it.
He was part of it.
He was there. He was on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think we've talked about the top 3. I think the Titans are not a team that is worthy of winning the division, but you brought it up, Dusty. The AFC South is just so bad they're going to have a chance. I'm the Patriots. I think the Patriots are the best of these 8 teams, and I think that divisionally they have the best chance because you mentioned it. It's the Bills. The Dolphins are going to be a dumpster fire. The Jets, I don't need to waste any more oxygen.
Justin
on
Fields
that.
doesn't have you believing?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Jets right now should just shut up and act like they're not even playing this year and just get their house in order.
Maybe Arch Manning should go to the Jets.
That'd be awesome. That'd be more fun.
That would be.
I would be more down with that. But yeah, I just think that, the Patriots have done
Because
so many
nepotism, if
improvements.
Manning does own the team, he can't have his nephew on
That
it.
wouldn't
It's
work.
nepotism.
That wouldn't work.
You don't have nepotism in this.
And that doesn't happen in this. Yeah.
Never happens, ever.
Yeah, so I'd say Patriots, the best coach in the division. I think they're going to have the best defense in the division, and Drake May is a stud, and he did that with Schmo and Joe for wide receivers.
So you're saying today on May 8th that the Bills' run is over and they're going to be eliminated before Week 1?
No, yep, that's it.
Okay.
yep, that's what I'm saying. Josh Allen's done.
Done. That's fine.
No, it is hard for me because I do like Allen a lot, but yeah, that's it. It's a tough choice.
Well, they don't have any wide receivers there in Buffalo.
Nope.
The GM will fight you on that one. But
Yeah, don't challenge Brandon Bean.
yeah.
He'll come after you.
The Raiders may be one of the better teams out of these 8 as well.
They're not winning the division.
No, of course not. But just as far as like football teams, you're talking about these 8, they could have one of the better.
Which of those 4 teams has the best coach quarterback combination?
Those 8 teams?
Yep. What did I say?
4.
8. Yeah. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's San Francisco, and I don't think I don't even know who would be number 2 on that list.
It'd be the Patriots, and then I think it'd be the Bears, right?
Because I would say the Patriots would probably be number 2 on that list. I can't say anything about the Bears. I don't know what Dan Johnson is as a head coach.
You're right. It's not Bears. It's Raiders. Raiders are number 3.
With Pete Carroll and
Geno
Smith. Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. But and the rest of that, I don't know.
I don't even. No.
So that's kind of how you want to judge
That's
it.
a good-
The quarterback coach combination, throw in general manager. Dallas is 0 for 3. But you
Who's having sex with Jerry Jones?
You've got the opportunity to
Still
look at
don't
that
know.
list, judge it by your head coach and your quarterback. That usually dictates how good you're going to be as a football team.
Would you rather have Cam Ward or Drake May?
Drake May.
Drake May. I've seen him.
Yeah, I've seen him do it with nothing. I'm really hot on Drake May.
I'm going to be interested to watch him this year because there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. All the chowder heads will be screaming about their Duncan and Drake May.
He's got that guy that said he will spend the rest of his life blocking for Drake May.
Oh, yeah?
Cried about it.
Oh, my goodness,
I think we've got. Yeah, I think I've got that.
How much more pressure is going to be on Drake May and the Patriots this year after the Celtics get swept, too?
Okay. I don't know if they're going to get swept. But do you really have the audio of that dude crying that he's going to spend the rest of his life?
No, all I have is
I'm a quarterback guy.
I'm a quarterback guy, baby.
Okay.
I'm a quarterback guy.
Was the guy's name Hamilton?
I love it.
Hey, Renfro's in the lineup today.
Still going?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's hitting above Drew Waters. Interesting. India, Witt, Pasquantino, Perez, Garcia, Massey, Renfro, Waters, Fermin, Chris Boobalicious on the mound. We will finish this show off on the other side as we get into what is Friday's show. Tease it up for you because there's a couple of Chiefs and former Chiefs joining the show tomorrow. You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty
What the hell's wrong with your station?
on Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, you guys hear us talk about it all the time. It's a busy, busy time of year, and this is a busy weekend. You may have some graduation parties that you need catered by Smokehouse Barbecue, but more importantly, it is Mother's Day, and your mom wants to go to Smokehouse Barbecue because you know she loves their burnt ends. She loves their unbelievable, delicious Cajun butter chicken wings. She loves that pulled chicken sandwich. She can't stop talking about the barbecue nachos with the crispy meat and the pulled pork on top, and of course, she loves those hickory pit beans on the side as well that cook under the brisket for the final few hours to give them a taste that nobody else can match. And then it's Mother's Day. You got to get the carrot cake at Smokehouse Barbecue as well because that carrot cake is phenomenal. Probably the best dessert item I've ever had. It is so good. And Mom's going to be so excited when you bring her to one of the 3 Smokehouse Barbecue locations in either Independence, Gladstone, or Zona Rosa. And don't forget to start placing all of those catering orders because as we get closer and closer to the end of May, that means more and more graduation parties. Let Smokehouse Barbecue handle all the catering for your grad parties. Let them handle all of the catering events that you need this summer long. And if you need a banquet room, Smokehouse Barbecue has 3 of them as well at all of their locations. So check them out at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. Or you can just visit one of those 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
At Shane Company, we know getting engaged is a big decision. But once you know, you know. That's the way our customers feel when they choose a Shane Company engagement ring. They walk into a warm welcome and walk out with their dream ring, knowing they got it right. For almost 100 years, we've been offering personalized shopping experiences. And we're in it way past the honeymoon, with a free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, cleanings, repairs, and resizing for life. Shop with us at shaneco.com or at your neighborhood store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Nia.
Hi, Nia. It's Jennifer. Did you know that Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, I work here.
Okay. I was just double checking. Get it?
Because Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, you get me, Nia.
You could say that I double get you.
I guess we've taken it too far.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment. Not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. But what if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you could sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9393 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
Final segment here on Fescoe and Dusty with McMurray as well. Tonight, one NBA game, Golden State without Steph Curry, but with Jimmy Butler. Do we hammer 40 points for Jimmy Butler tonight? What do you think that pays out?
I bet that's really nice. Wouldn't hate it. He's done this before.
Mm-hmm.
The Butler's done it before?
Yep. Who is like the most famous Butler? Is it
Jeeves?
No, it's got to be the guy from Batman. Alfred.
Alfred, yep.
Yeah, no, I think you could probably go with Benson from back in the day, or Jeeves, or the guy from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jeffrey.
Yeah. Yes, Jeffrey.
He's a good butler.
Billy?
Billy
was a good butler.
Yeah. You don't see many butlers anymore.
No.
Do you have one?
I do not.
No.
Not anymore. Billy
Spector has a butler.
Of course.
He did when he was a kid.
No doubt.
Walter Pennington does too.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. You know, he's also like he's like going to be like a scientist for NASA. Walter
Spector?
Pennington.
Is he?
Yeah. So what Spec told me. He's like, I had no idea he was like NASA type of like guy. Like knows about planets and stuff, like all that
Should
sort of
have him
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. Some guy's like pissed that I said the Royals have a second ERA. I can't get over this. Anyways,
yeah, stop looking at it. Man. Those guys are just infuriating.
It's just. It's like I'm literally looking at the stat at my phone and telling you what I'm seeing, and it's like, well, that's clearly ERA. No, it's not. ERA. They're second in the league at 2.99. Runs allowed average. I can't keep on. Anyways, no, but tonight we get a break. I think from the NBA. I don't know if I'm going to be locked in at 7:30 with Minnesota and because there's no Royals game tonight. Right. They play this afternoon 1:10.
Heck yeah.
Your boy's going to join Vern and give you another bet. Hopefully win 3 or 4 on the year.
Okay.
But Royals game in the afternoon. You can hear it on 96.5 The Fan. If they sweep 7 games above 500, do you feel comfortable that they may never be under 500 the rest of the year?
I feel that way right now. I think they're a good baseball team, and that's the thing that we have to keep remembering. Even though there's the naysayers on the text line and whatnot about this team, they're a winning baseball team. There's not many teams in baseball that can say that, and there's not many teams in baseball that can claim they've got 22 or more wins right now. And so this is a winning baseball team, and they're not going to change. And winning begets winning. You start to have the success, you start to live off the success, you start to appreciate the success, you start to expect the success. And once you start expecting that success, you will have success. And that's where the Royals are right now. They've won 14 out of 16 games. That's one of the best streaks I've seen this organization have ever. And they're having a lot of fun doing it, and they're finding ways to win. And it may not be the easiest of wins, and they aren't easy wins in Major League Baseball. But no, I believe where we're sitting right now, they better not be below 500 again this year. That means something went wrong because you've now built up a week's worth of essentially a week's worth of wins to get out there and to stay above 500. And so if you go below 500, no, I think something has gone drastically wrong, with this ball club. Just keep winning the games that are in front of you. And again, the text line that we came in this morning to is like, upset that they're winning. I guess there are some people that are just never happy. I think they're called sadomasochists. Is that the right term? Where they thrive in pain and whatnot. And I think some people like the Royals losing because when they win, it ruins all their narratives. Like that Zit doctor up in Detroit. Like when the Royals win, that makes his day very, very bad because he's made a living about, ripping the Royals as an organization. And I think for a lot of people, when the team loses and they can go, here we go again, it allows them to get their frustrations out, pretend they're smarter than everybody else in the room. And when they win, oh my God, they're winning. I didn't expect that. And I always thought they were going to lose. And so I don't know how to act. So I'm going to say the wins aren't good enough. Like, what a stupid approach.
Yeah, some people that text are like, those fans can just go F all the way.
Yeah, they can. I'm kind of there, and I don't care if you're one of those fans that are listening and about that. You suck. You really do. Like, you got to enjoy these things. As we know with the Royals, it doesn't happen a whole heck of a lot. Before you know it, it'll be over with the Chiefs.
This is Capicola. I was hoping for prosciutto.
Yeah.
So I guess I can't eat it. You ever hear a term and think that it was meant for something else?
They're sitting reading their breviary. That's a book of prayers that clergy have, or praying a rosary, or doing. The one thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging it if you're going to go through a long period of time with no electronic device.
Yeah. I don't think that's what the kids are calling it.
I don't think actually they are. I don't think that's how the popes are talking about it when they're trying to find their new guy.
So when you go without Instagram, it's not called going off the grid anymore? It's called raw dogging?
Yeah, we talked about that last year about the people who are now flying with no devices or no movies, and they're just sitting there looking at it at the seats. They're calling it raw dogging on the flights.
Raw dogging the flight.
See, I thought it meant something else. I thought it's where you didn't. Never mind. Okay. That's what I thought it was.
No,
I know that I'm hard.
Yeah, that's what it's called now. And it was about a year ago when Mac first started, and I was getting ready to head on vacation. We're talking about raw dogging on a flight, and everybody's like, "What does that term mean?" And it's like that's what they're saying today. When you take away these devices, which are like a third appendage for a lot of people now. It's called raw dogging, and people are doing that on like 8-hour, 9-hour flights where they're just sitting there looking at the seat in front of them, doing absolutely nothing.
I thought it meant something completely different.
Raw dogging it.
Yeah. I don't know how you use that with the them trying to find a new pope, but whatever.
Raw dogging it.
I just guess I'll be.
You know who that reporter is, right?
No.
The same guy who had the Belichick story.
Really is it?
Oh, man.
Oh, he's on a heater.
Yeah, he really is.
Good for him.
And now Belichick's raw dogging it because he's not doing interviews anymore.
Right.
Okay.
You saw him at NYU the other day.
Raw dogging it.
All you have to do is read the account that Mike Florio put out there, who's clearly axe grinding. I mean, Mike Florio is taking every chance he can at Bill Belichick.
That's good. This is not Andy Reid anymore.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point. Why is Mike Florio mad at all these guys?
He's got targets, man.
He does.
Yeah.
No, he does. He said Bill Belichick showed up with no noticeable holes in his clothing.
Shot.
Yeah,
Clear
that
shot.
doesn't need to be put in that story, even though it is funny.
It is funny.
But you can clearly tell, like, this guy's wronged Florio in some way over the years.
Is everybody just wronged Florio then?
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Okay.
Clearly.
I mean, it's just like he's like, I'll get them all. You watch.
Well, let me phrase
He's
it
like
to you this
Steve
way.
Buscemi and Billy Madison.
Right. He's putting on the lipstick and crossing names off. And such a great scene. Have you seen Billy Madison?
No.
Well, don't worry, because tomorrow we get your film score of American Pie. We have Justin Reed on the show, a player drafted by the Chiefs. Will join our show as well. We'll tell you who that is tomorrow morning, but he'll be on the show tomorrow as well. Richard of the Week, salute to the mothers. And I'm excited to hear what you have to say about American Pie.
I'm looking forward to that myself.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to talk about it. I didn't
He
know I
told
was
me in
gonna...
my ear, he goes, Jennifer Coolidge, I get it.
Yeah, I did not know that about Jennifer Coolidge. I had only known like the
what didn't you know about her?
He thought she was like really like, hey, you want to go double flip, double rape, double fisted. That's how she says, but something like that. And then
She turned you on, is what you're saying?
She was solid. Yeah.
Hey, Finch. Yeah. Do you understand why gold is Alec Finch?
Yes, I was about to say. I was seeing that completely.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'll be right back. Where are you going? He's going to go home and take a dump.
No, I thought it was great.
I like to poop on the outside. It's cheaper. Use somebody else's water and toilet paper.
Although
I don't want to talk about it too much, but I like when the guy joins the choir too. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do something like that?
Do you believe in magic, magic? Doop-dooby-dooby-doo-wah. Yeah, magic.
And that was the original Glee.
I don't
Yeah.
There it is.
There's also this great audio from last night.
For half, with Boston out top as the oh no, holy smoke! Now you know why you wrap them up early.
Wait, is that alluding to Rob?
No.
Okay.
It is not. No.
That was for Mitchell Robinson's free throws, if you were wondering.
Mitchell Robinson at the line is
Mitchell Robinson, David Robinson, Jackie Robinson, Nixon 5.
Yeah, no
Could
doubt.
you shoot a free throw packed garden better than he did last
Hell
night?
No, dude,
No.
I'd be so shaky.
No, I'm
Sinking
not I'm not Alex
And
or
then doing the Durant.
yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not one of these guys that think I can do what these athletes do or don't do. No chance.
Could you shoot a better free throw than Robinson did last? You said you're sinking it.
Sinking it.
Are you
baby.
3 dribbles, breathe, shoot to God?
I'm 3 dribbles. Look, 1 more dribble.
Oh my!
I know my.
You're not making that shot. You wouldn't even. You would. Your knees would give out. With all you said, a packed garden, no chance.
Bill Simmons is like, "Don't you miss this? You're like, you're my hero."
I'm like, I got you, bro.
I don't know
Love
why that's
you.
what you talk.
Yeah, always.
You blow him a kiss after he's done. Oh, man.
Good luck.
Saturday, 2:30. Can't wait. Today, 110. Royals and White Sox. Go for the sweep. Get that sweep, boys.
It's only against the White Sox.
Yeah, once you do against Boston, they're more pressed because they're 18-18. Well, what happens when they do is how I will leave you. And also with this, go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City. Stay cool. Stay kind. Stay safe. 2 hours coming up with Binkley and Logan. Buckle up, Drew. You're going to need to because Binkley's on fire. Talk to you tomorrow.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here, and you're listening